All right, we are live. I'm going to throw this around to all the necessary socials, which is just Discord.
What up, Discord?
What up, Discord? And,
oh yeah, the green armor.
This is live. Who's that asshole?
Not me. That's who.
Oh, how do I turn this down?
Hey, folks.
My tablet.
Watch me kill a whole party of nerds.
Yay.
Aw.
Chris is a sweetie.
Oh, what the the volume on this shit? Oh, there it is. Nice.
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't really do an audio check, but I assume y'all are pretty much at the same levels as before.
I don't see this on your screen yet, though.
I don't change
Oh,
my
it's-
audio unless
It's
someone
because
else is
Discord's dumb and it stopped showing your video as soon as
There
I
you
click
go.
off of your...
See, this is why you
Video
need me.
window.
I tell you things.
That's
You're
true.
welcome.
Thanks, Tony. You're a real gem of a people.
You know, I was a lot more sarcastic than I think you meant that to be.
I
so
definitely
that's
meant
like.
it very sarcastic.
Okay, well,
In fact, it was probably
Oh,
less
we're just
sarcastic
putting it
than
on the
you meant.
table. Okay.
We're
well,
saying the
this
quiet
is
part
a
out loud.
great game. I'm never coming back. You can just kill me, and that's fine.
We'll just have a Witcher campaign with no Witcher.
You know, we did talk about it. At one point, I wasn't sure if I was going to play Witcher, but then I was like, someone should. I guess I'll do it.
Probably.
Nah.
Wait, is all the
Originally, I
music
just wanted to be a
on
goat, but Chris wouldn't allow that.
Aw, man.
A
I always
goat?
think of the goat. No,
I mean,
not what I was.
Greatest of all time.
there is like a goat guy.
I guess you don't
shows
need to
up.
have these on. They can't see.
There's a satyr?
Kind of,
Be a
yeah.
satyr?
I think
Can
he
I be
was
a satyr?
mutant. I
And Nathan's
forget.
like, can I just reinvent my whole
yeah, in the show,
character?
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
After
forget what he
session
is in
one,
the book.
Isolde is killed off, and now I am a satyr.
You know, I think
Name Mr. Tumnus.
Wow.
We're gonna go to our nice little overhead view. Look at that. That's the gosh darn heckin' city of Novigrad.
Heckin' City.
We're gonna do. What music do I want to do? Epic intro. That's the one. All right. So let's
Oh,
get this
great.
jazz started. So
Fine. Everything's
let's
fine.
let's first start by going around the table and reintroducing you as the player as well as your character, and then we'll jump into a recap. So let's start with you, Nathan.
Alright, I am Isolde, a female mage that specializes in spear fighting, but is also obviously mage and tries to keep it hush-hush. She travels around with two companions, one of which is currently in the woods. We don't care about that guy right now. But the other one, everybody else does care about it. He's in the woods. Oh yeah, he's right. He's not in the woods. What am I saying?
He's in his barrel tub right now, enjoying the time.
Yeah.
He's just in a
Glass of wine.
He's been in there for like 12 hours straight. He's pruny.
pretty boy.
The water's
And so that's great, 'cause
cold.
The other traveling companion is a wolf. Whose
Named
name
Wolf.
is Wolf. Named Wolf.
All right, let's hop over to Tony.
Yes, I am Edelmar, unofficially of the Wood, because I can't get myself a title yet, which is fine. I am a Witcher. I am cursed with just all the worst luck on the face of the world.
The other
I don't
players
think we're
don't know
talk-
your curse yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I should talk about it now. or if I
Spoiler
bring it up
alert!
narratively. So what do you think, Chris?
No, I mean, I'd say, I mean, it's up to you, but I think it'll be the most fun for it to come up naturally.
Great, then we'll just talk about it when it comes up naturally. And that, I mean, for those of you who've watched the first stream, you guys know what it is. For those of you who hasn't, well, you know, it's cool. You'll see what it is.
No idea what's going on.
Yeah, it was only in my intro one. I'm also being stalked by some fun, which we'll deal with that later. But yeah, that's Edelmar of the Wood.
Yeah, you
Oh, I'm
got
from the
some.
Griffin School. So sorry, from the Griffin School.
Yes. All magic-y.
You're all magic-y.
All right, let's jump next over to Kevin.
Hi, I'm Kevin, aka Metal Snake, and I am playing the role of Dwarf Man at Arms for this Witcher campaign. Dwarf, you all know what they are, bearded, lovely chaps, like to drink and fight, and Man at Arms is more fighting.
Yeehaw. All right, and let's jump over to Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad. Chattington Bear in the Discord and in chat. I hang around way too much. I'm playing Reginald the Doctor.
Doctor. All right, and last but definitely not least, you're last because you're sitting next to me. Introduce your character.
Hello, I am Yarchek. I'm a bard and a beautiful 24-year-old. Yeah, I play music in these parts. Very well.
Very well.
Very well.
You now have a genuine reputation. But at what cost?
And,
All right.
Chris, for you.
I'm the game master. I make you all suffer. That's the fun part.
I mean, you do that even when you're not my game master, so what gives?
He's not
yeah,
dressed as Geralt this week.
that's true. I'm not dressed as Geralt, so truly things are worse now than they've ever been.
You do have your medallion.
I do have my Witcher medallion. It is currently... Oops. It's not vibrating because I sense no evil yet.
Boy.
I don't know if this shows up on camera, but...
It doesn't. I like put it out there and I didn't
that's
see
too
it.
bad.
I
The lights-
cast mind reading on the game master. Medallion goes off.
The eyeballs on the little wolf medallion light up, though.
All right, I hate trying
On
to...
the woof.
Okay, so let's jump into the recap as to what happened in our session 1. I'll open the door to one of you if you would like to do a recap. Otherwise, I'm more than happy to do it myself. But if you give a good recap, I'll give you an extra luck point for the session.
So, Tony, you want to give it a shot? Edelmar?
I'm gonna mess it up real bad, but I can...
I can correct you.
Put you on the spot.
If you don't want to, I can try.
No, it's cool. Let's oh boy, here we go. So
We don't need to twist your arm.
I said I was more than happy to do it myself.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna pass out. Chad said he was interested. I'll pass
All
out
right.
to Chad. I'll pass out to Chad. You know, I'm not gonna. That's my recap.
We come into Novigrad in the aftermath of an attack of drowners that happened in the center Hierarch Square. At the eye of the storm was Jacek, who, in the midst of a performance they were putting on, somehow miraculously survived the attack, though it came at the expense of their idol. Being suspicious, she was dragged in by the secret police.
Yeah, Jacek
Wondering
is a he.
how the heck... Oh, you're right. My bad. Jacek was dragged in by the secret police due to the fact he was suspicious for having survived something he shouldn't have. After much convincing, they decided that he was not as suspicious as they thought and dragged him into work in finding the root cause of it. Along with that, they also arrested the Witcher Adamar as he came in from a job that left him pretty broken. Thankfully, they were willing to heal him in the jail, even though they also thought he was suspicious due to coming in at the exact time drowners show up.
And this was also fueled by the fact that Jacek found what looked like a
Witcher
rough
medallion.
Witcher medallion.
And wasn't
Yes.
in a different city recent, or somebody got killed and they suspected a Witcher? So people are also super prejudiced against Witchers right now.
In Temeria, the king was recently assassinated by what people believe to be a Witcher, but it
Unconfirmed.
unconfirmed, but also rumors are spreading that it was also a cabal of mages.
Yeah.
So tensions are high for both mages and Witchers right now.
What else is new?
Yeah,
Fair.
so upon them looking further into it, they also hired Adelmar to help with the drowner problem. Gort was in the city after a caravan rolled in that he was guarding. Unlike the two previous, he was first approached by like the King of Beggars or something like that to act as a spy for him on what was going on and to pass any information first to the King of Beggars instead of to the guards. Reginald Wright came in with the same caravan, obviously not acting as a guard, but as a doctor. He was hired on as part of the investigation team due to his expertise and also due to the fact he's just kind of a wandering doctor, so didn't have any other ties or responsibility that were required in the city. And then Azoldi also came into town with her companion and Beast, and was approached the local mages about a map with regards to I believe a conspiracy to find a particular mage and hunt them down. Those mages then connected her with the head of the secret police, who also hired her to look into the drowners information.
Yes. That's a very solid recap.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I guess there's more.
We met up at Hierarch Square the next day to look into the hole where the drowners came from. Gort jumped in and found it was filled with miasma that made him immediately sick.
That's so good.
And then he got pulled out, and the group is now split, with Adelmar and Reginald going to the morgue to check the bodies of the drowners that were involved and anyone else who died. And I forget where the other three are choosing to go.
It was like City Hall?
Yeah,
City Hall.
Like a town hall?
Yeah, see if there's like maps in the sewers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the
Right.
sewers are dangerous because that miasma.
And then I think there was a plan afterwards for everyone to meet up at the Alchemist to see if there was potions of poison healing that we could use to fight against the miasma.
Yeah, the miasma. Another, yeah.
Cool.
What was that guy's name, Chris?
Chappelle.
The
Chappelle.
Chappelle, yes. He is the head of the Novigrad secret police.
Very
Basically
well known for the head of the secret police.
Extremely well known. He's been doing this for a long time and has a horrifying reputation of being particularly brutal. It's only been in recent years that that he seems to have been turning a slightly newer leaf and has been less horrible to the people who have been targeted by the secret police. But he is basically the right hand of the Church of the Eternal Fire, who is the one that controls the city of the free city of Novigrad. So he's a terrifying guy. So it's significant to note that he reached out to almost all of you directly, and something else worth noting that I don't think I caught in the recap is that he made it very clear that your mission is to be discreet. That is why he hired you, is that you are free agents and you're not tied to the city. So he doesn't want this coming back to the city. He wants you continuing to act as free agents.
Cool beans.
And there was like a two-parter to the whole mission too, right?
Yes, so part one is to eliminate basically any monsters and drowners that remain in the sewers to prevent them from popping out and killing people further, as well as finding the source of the monsters and basically to stop the source so it doesn't happen again, but he wanted you to report back once you learned the source before you act on it. Basically to deliver guidance on the next phase of the mission. Cool. Anything else before we jump into the fray?
Bloody good sauce redeemed posture check and hydrate. So
Everyone drink your water.
and check your posture.
I saw that and I tried to fix myself a little bit, but then I went right back to slouching, and that's going to keep happening.
Monster counts as water, right?
Fine.
Totally.
Just said hydrate. Didn't say what to hydrate with.
No.
You just might be,
It's liquid.
Hey, I've been up since 5:30, so you get what
Oh
you
god.
get.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Too
You mad
early.
lad. Alright, we're going to change the scene real quick to Hierarch Square. So we're going to start this right into the fray of Hierarch Square, right where we ended last session. So you are standing in Hierarch Square. It is basically completely empty. At this point, Chappelle has left you to your own devices, bid you adieu, and you're allowed to kind of move throughout Hierarch Square and then move to your designations as you see fit. Hierarch Square is blocked off by soldiers at all the entry points, so no one can go in and out. You are basically the only ones, and even to that point, the city guard doesn't even necessarily know why. You just have a physical pass that you can show the guard that says you have permission to enter.
Sweetness.
So, where do we begin? You're all standing there? Do you just go your separate ways, or?
Well, because we had made do we make a game plan on where we were?
Yeah, I assumed we were just gonna go for it.
I know we talked about the alchemist stuff, but like that was another part of the mission.
Yeah. We all meet in a tavern?
Yeah, I mean, we can all meet in. Yeah, because we're not allowed to leave the city, right? So yeah.
Right.
Tavern sounds good.
Someplace noisy.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess we go our separate ways unless someone has something else they want to do.
I felt we probably go our separate ways, grab our gear, and then we reconvene.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, so do the things we're supposed to do and then meet back up.
Cool. So then it sounds like we can jump into each of the areas. So let's start with, you know what, we're gonna start with the town hall. So to the town hall, the city hall, I believe it was, let's see, it was Gort, it was Izoldi, and Jacek, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Cool. So the city hall is pretty easy to find. It's a large building. It has a rounded entryway with like a little dome on the top. It's otherwise a fairly square building, but the front and center of it is more stand-outish. So obviously more money has been put into this building than the rest of most city buildings, for obvious reasons. As you enter, you go through the front doors. I guess I'll make sure. Do you all go through the front doors, or?
No time like the present.
Azoli stands on the outside and goes, "You won't make me go in, man."
I'm too cool, bro.
Okay, so you enter the front doors, and inside is basically a welcome desk, sort of someone sitting there as the information / secretary of the office, and they give you a friendly hello. How can I help you today?
Oh, hello! Thank you so much. Well, actually, we're in the market to find information about the city when it was built. Is there anything you have about that?
Oh, sure.
I give her my best leg.
It's actually he.
Still,
his name
best
is
wink.
Oda.
My
See
best,
a little
most
name tag on his desk.
Oh, Oda. What a beautiful name.
Oh, thank you. To answer your question, yes, we have plenty of historical records here. We have multiple stacks of information. I guess not necessarily everything's accessible, but is there something more specific you're looking for?
You know, we're specifically looking for the sewers. I actually heard a rumor that at one point it was used for something totally different than what it is now. Like, it used to be a different city, and you might have heard of me. My name's Jacek, and I am a bard, but I'm writing a new song about this lore. So I thought it would be perfect if I could get some actual, like, real information to give my song some real truth. You know what I mean?
It's very interesting. I mean, you're not totally wrong. The sewer system was, totally renovated at one point, and the whole system changed.
That's what I heard.
However, those records are actually in the restricted section. There's reason for the city to keep that away from the general public because they don't want people using the sewer systems for nefarious purposes. We already have a pretty large issue with that, so...
Yeah, so I've heard.
Sorry, I can't really get you that. Is there anything else I can do?
I really understand. Safety is so important. It's just, man, I really had my heart set on it. Is there anything...
Am I there?
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
Right?
All three of you there.
I'm
Yes.
giving, like, big puppy dog eyes. Like, what's it, Oda?
Oda, yeah.
Now
I'm
that
like-
you're officially distracting Oda, I'm going to read Oda's mind.
Ooh, is this a magical resist magic?
I believe it is.
It's either that or it's you have to beat a stat.
Telepathic spying. This is defense none. That can't be right. Telepathy allows you to communicate telepathy. Okay, telepathic spying. Same. You can use it. What's your medallion? Magic training. They get a chance each round. So, unless you have magic training or Witcher medallion to know it's happening to you, I don't think you can resist.
Wow.
Do you want to look at it, page 102?
Yes, 102.
It's
You said.
Yeah, it's in a sidebar. Because I'm using the spell telepathy, but you can also use it to spy.
It's so mean. You can use telepathy, silently listen to a target's thoughts. This works the same way as regular telepathy, so you only get surface thoughts, you don't read their memories.
Mm-hmm.
If the target has a Witcher medallion, mage training, you get a chance each round to detect the telepathic spying by rolling a magic training against your initial telepathy roll. Okay, so yeah, you basically just need to roll and not fumble, so you'll only get surface level thoughts, however.
That's fine. I did not fumble.
Thinking about it.
Cool. And then you spend your stamina, which is not too hard. It's only 2 stamina. So as you're reading his surface thoughts, he seems genuinely to at least know a bit of the history of the sewers, but has never actually seen the maps themselves. But you do at least know that he recalls that the restricted section is on the 2nd floor. And it's an entire section, like, it's just a bunch of stacks there with a lot of information, and only people with the authority are allowed to go in there. He himself does not have the authority.
Sorry, who's the third person there? I
Gort.
for. Any of us particularly perceptive to take a look around?
Yeah. I have a
yeah,
good awareness.
Let's say you're a little distracted. I'll whisper to Gort and be like, "You think you can case a joint and find out if they have anybody actually guarding that restricted section?"
You're saying this to Gort?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a shot.
The whole time I'm just like, so Oda, what's it like working here?
Oh, well, you know, it's pretty dull most days. Most people just come in here for tax reasons. But, you know,
Taxes?
I know,
Boring.
well, and it's never good news either, of course.
No one ever comes here to see you.
Well, I mean, everyone has to at least go through me first to get here, but...
Well, yeah, you're basically the gatekeeper.
I mean, a little bit,
It's an
kind of.
important role. Don't downplay yourself.
Please, oh please, I just am trying to do my job.
And you're doing a great job. You've been of utmost service to me.
Does Gort want to take this opportunity to try to, like, slink past?
Yes.
Cool. So I want you to roll me a social skill to basically distract. Probably charisma.
Yeah, I was gonna say charisma.
Yeah, I think charisma would make most
Is
sense.
he
to
a
me.
human?
He's a human.
Okay, so I have that extra pluses.
I will throw in there too. Just like while you're talking,
That's
like,
just a
oh yeah, everybody has to go through me. I'm like, you and only you to guard this whole place. It's a lot of responsibility.
Well, I mean, it's not every day that you get rough and
Yeah,
rowdy
18.
folks trying to power their way to look at paperwork, to be honest.
I look over at some dude with like pushing up his glasses, like looking at, like, yeah, I can see what you mean.
I got 18.
Okay, cool. So we're going to give you, Gort, a +2 to your stealth roll is what I'm assuming you're going to roll, unless you have a different idea.
Yep, it's gonna be stealth. So just remembering it
My
is
confidence is soaring.
1d10 plus the
Stealth.
stat plus the number assigned to the skill, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So actually my dexterity is 9. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
You might be alright. You might be alright.
You know, people knock doors, but did you ever see The Hobbit? They're dexterous.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, no problem. You slink right through. You get into the main area. So, Gord, as you kind of enter into the zone, it's a pretty open area. The main room that you're in is 2 stories high, and then there's a bunch of rooms kind of on the sides and in the far back. But in the main room that you're in, there's 2 large staircases on both sides of the room that arch upward and connect at the top, which lead to the 2nd floor.
Okay, so I would try to sneakily and quietly ascend the staircase.
Cool. Most people are just kind of focused on the work, so they're kind of treating you as if like, well, if you're back here, you're probably supposed to be here.
Oh, nice.
So you get upstairs and you find a couple of sets of doors. There doesn't seem to be anyone in particular guarding them, however, they appear to be locked.
We don't have a lockpick. We don't have a lockpick.
Actually,
What's the lock? Is that skill or is that a?
yeah, it's under craft skills.
Yeah. Yep, it's locked. Think about that.
So, are there any writings on the doors? Like, does one door particularly just a restricted section or something?
You can assume that all areas on the second floor are considered restricted. All you get on kind of signage above the doors are like, I'm trying to be more creative than this, but basically stacks 1, stacks 2, stacks 3. Like, it's fairly nondescript, so in theory the employees basically know what that means.
Alright, well, no better place than stacks 1. I am going to... Would I need a lockpick on me to try to lockpick? Or
That would be considered a tool set, so technically I think based on...
I think you can get one.
Yeah, you could certainly buy one, but I don't actually think that you need tool sets in order to perform skills. Toolkits.
Baby.
They make work easy. Some jobs are impossible without them. Okay, so
That makes sense. Be real odd to be able to do alchemy without an alchemy kit.
I mean, you could do some real makeshift stuff without it, but thieves' tools. It is considered T, which is what does that mean? Oh, crafting without tools. There are some tasks that cannot be easily performed without the proper tools. If you try to perform these tasks without such tools, you take a -4 to the roll. The tasks that require toolkits are picking locks. So, you can do it, but you're at a -4.
So, Gort's gonna look around, then look at the doorknob, look around again, look at the doorknob, and then just try to shoulder his way in.
Go ahead and roll me the damage it would take for... Well, I guess we'll just say your punch strength, I think, would make the most sense. We could do a charge, but I think that's the same as your punch.
Would that be reflex, brawling, or body physique, or...
So on your character sheet, it actually has you should have written down what your punch damage is.
Yes, 1d6 plus 6, so let me get rolling that die. That would be a 4, so a total of 10.
10 damage. Alright. Yeah, we're going to say that definitely breaks it down. Where the hell is the punch damage on here? Oh, here it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in your secondary stats. Okay, so
Easy.
you punch the door, you basically crack it open. It does make an audible noise, however, and you hear people kind of go... Presumably someone's just afraid that something broke. They don't necessarily see you, but people are aware that something happened upstairs. Folks in the front room, you hear the crack as well. It reverberates quite a bit in the large, empty room.
Fantastic! I love shit like that.
And you know, you see Oda go, goodness. Please wait here a moment. I need to see what took place.
Oh, I can go. I look at him like, if you want, I could take a look. You're pretty busy here. I just sound like something might have fallen over. Do you have a lot of vases here? I'll try to distract him. Is there like a piece of art or something nearby? Like, do they have like a?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
There's definitely plenty of like painted art. There's pottery. There's all sorts of stuff all over the place.
Okay. like I gesture to it, be like this fine example. Actually, can I roll education on this?
Oh my god.
I want to pour facts about this thing to Odo to just distract them and get their mind off the fact that just happened.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, education's intelligence. So, all right, 3 plus 15, 18.
Beautiful. So you start spouting facts about that particular piece, and it just happens to strike the right nerve with him, where he's like, you see the sparkle glimmer in his eye, and he's like, I've worked here for 12 years, and no one has ever pointed that piece out to me. I love this piece and all the history behind it, and he just starts jibber-jabbering with you about the intricacies of the techniques used to make it, the origins of it, like where it came from, and then the whole history with it.
So clearly he hates this.
he's obsessed with it. I getting too bored of the conversation. I'm like, I actually recently wrote a song about lost art.
What? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. I absolutely did.
Back away.
But why don't we talk more about you?
This is more than what I asked for.
Is this more than you bargained for? You.
And then I'm gonna race to Gort. Fine.
Cool.
Just go.
How old is Oda / what does he look like?
He's a little bit in his, we'll say he's closer to middle age, but maybe still a little bit on the younger side. So we're gonna put him, I don't know, 30. I mean, in this day and age, 30 is also pretty old, but we'll
Boy,
say
that's really nice to hear.
yeah. Well, you know, we'll put him at 36. Like he's old enough to care about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. And he knows it.
And he's working a safe job, so you know he'll probably at least live another 30 more years as long as he doesn't get sick.
This is the perfect life. God damn. I'm super old at 36. Oh God.
I said fairly young. I just said old for this day and age.
I'm fucking around, dude. You're totally good.
Okay, so Yachek, the effort of distraction has been reshifted back to you. Azoldi rushes off into the room. Gort, you kind of hear people like starting to go up the stairs, but currently you're in the clear.
All right,
What would you
I'm
like
just
to do?
kind of checking the stacks, like looking for blueprints, I guess would be the best way to go about it.
Cool. Go ahead
Or
and
just
roll
like
me.
the underground map of the city.
Roll me education.
Surprisingly, that is not my strong suit.
No way.
No.
Shocking.
That is another 6 plus 9.
Okay, so that puts you at a total of 14. 6
Yeah.
plus 9. Oh no,
Maybe.
15.
I'm bad at math.
Me too.
Okay, so we're gonna say that it's taking you a decent bit. You're kind of sifting through. You're getting close because you're at the point where you're starting to get to some city schematics. But you hear the door open, and inside rushes just one person, who, you know, looks at the door, realizes that it was broken, and then kind of starts shuffling around, and I guess you're technically still sneaking, so let's see if they see you. They currently do not see you.
Wacky.
All right, Izoldi, you are
They're
inside.
looking too high.
You saw someone rush up the stairs just ahead of you. Are you following up there as well?
Okay, so on the second floor, there was a restricted area with a lock. That's where you ended up.
Yes.
And that's where this person is as well. So I'm on the second floor, but not in there yet. Accurate?
Well, more or less. I'm asking if you want to go up the stairs and pursue.
I go up the stairs and pursue. I am. I will throw, if I can throw some telepathy on Gort, not the mind reading one, just the one to talk. Wait. Can they talk back to me if I use telepathy? Oh no. Allows you to communicate telepathically with one subject for the duration of the spell. Telepathy crosses language barriers.
Well,
That's cool.
Telepathy, if you can read
Communicate with.
surface thoughts, all they need to do is think, and you can kind of
that's
talk
fair.
back and forth.
Okay, that's fair. So then, I guess in a certain sense, yes, you can talk to them. So I'll throw telepathy on Gort, and just be like, "What happened? Is everything all right? By the way, I'm in your head. Don't worry about it."
Okay, go ahead.
I
and roll.
can respond back to you.
Hey,
yeah.
we just got a raid.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna give Tom the proper shout out. Tom, how's it going, my friend? Thank you so much for the raid. The radio, Tom. I hope your super long stream. You're streaming a while today, man.
It's that
I
wild
hope-
frost life, man.
I mean, I feel like that's totally the type of game that you could get sucked into for a really long time.
Like
Chris,
15,
you
20
can.
minutes tops.
You absolutely can, very easily.
No surprise. Well,
Like
you also go
8
through Tom a
minutes.
follow. If you don't follow him yet, you're missing out. Tom is an absolute delight of a human being. He's very funny. He's very charming, and he's very good at board games. He's kicked my butt a number of times, and he's going to kick my butt at 24-hour Monopoly. So,
Although he didn't win at Villainous, so that was,
yeah. Well,
me.
we've determined multiple times, Tony, that you cheat at board games. So.
Oh,
I can put this out. I can do it. All right?
throwing shade.
This is what we're doing. Oh, Tom beat me to it. Oh, Tom beat me to it. Oh,
just because I said that I cheat at Monopoly doesn't make it true.
you know, I don't recall how that situation fell down, but there is a clip. That's all I really remember, and that's all that's important.
I mean, we got the information from the horse's mouth, all right? There's no one more reliable to tell you who's a cheater than the person cheating.
I mean,
But
listen, just because I have a redeem, that makes me say what you want me to say.
ooh, I have no recollection of that. Wild. We should keep going.
I don't know if there's receipts on that.
Well, anyway, welcome in, friends. For anyone that's new here, we do chronostreams. We play through entire franchises in chronological order, and today we are on session 2 of our tabletop RPG for the Witcher universe.
Yeah, beat me to it, Snake.
So we're going to jump back into the campaign session. We're going to be a little bit light on reading chat just so that we keep things moving along. But when we have our inevitable bio break, I'll be sitting here chit-chatting away with y'all.
Is bio break when I go poop?
Yes. That's
Hell yeah. All right.
exactly
It is now.
correct.
Making sure.
I think that's
Make
just
sure
called a
I'm on the right
biohazard, Tony.
See, I set him up, you knock him down. It's great, Chris. You know, don't you miss his tet.
All right, so where we were just leaving off, Azoldi cast telepathy on Gort, and I believe you did not fumble, correct?
I did not know.
Gort, I believe you don't have any magic sensing abilities, am I correct?
Correct.
You suddenly have Azoldi's voice in your head.
What happened? Is everything all right? By the way, I'm in your head. Don't worry about it.
What the fuck? How are you in my head?
Do you say that out loud or in your head?
I say that in my head.
Good.
Okay.
Trick of the trade. Following that, how many people are in there with you?
I don't want to poke my head out. So,
Your reasonable assumption is at least one.
But I think there's one person with in here.
Gotcha. Trying to think of how to pull them out.
While you're thinking, let's jump back over to Jacek. So Jacek, you're kind of chit-chatting and trying to focus the conversation back on Oda. And he has a moment where he goes, "Wait a second, where are your friends? They were here just a moment ago."
You know, one of them had another thing to research, so maybe they went ahead to go look.
Rush ahead. That's right. I forgot to check out that noise.
Oh, no. Yeah. So what do you do after work?
I'm going to say at that he kind of turns heel and goes through the door, but you are currently in the room by yourself.
Ooh.
I go look for keys
Ooh.
around the desk.
Okay.
That's how our stealthy little bard does stuff.
And I'm
Love
like,
it.
okay.
What skill would you like to roll to search for this?
Awareness.
I believe that would make the most sense. All right, go ahead and roll.
Ironically, a great way to be sneaky is to
Is this a
deliberately
10?
fail at being the
I think
distraction.
that's a 10.
I believe that. Yeah, that's a 10. So
With
that explodes. Go ahead and roll it again.
Nice.
That's the good kind of
a
exploding.
3.
Okay, so 13 plus your skill plus your stat.
23 plus 5. 28.
You find some keys.
Jen
Don't know what they do, but I
does
find
these
them.
major rolls. This is the second session in a row Jen's bumped up over like 25, 26 here.
So we're going to say you not only find the key to the front door, which is bad news for poor Oda.
Oh, that
Or,
poor man.
You do find the keys
Old
to the
man.
stacks as well, and you find a couple of other keys that you're not sure what they do exactly.
Well,
They're marked for what it's worth, so
Okay,
that's
so
why
they
you know
say
what they do.
things.
Yeah.
well, I go ahead and pocket those. And I go, Oda, wait for me, I can help.
So you go through too.
Yeah, I go follow him.
Okay,
So he's
cool.
not like, oh, I left that bard all alone and my keys are gone. So I'm playing like, I'm just gonna follow you so I have an alibi.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna jump back over to Gort. Gort, the person who is inside the room with you is eking ever closer to you.
What is the layout of the room? Is it like giant bookshelves? Is it like walls lined with bookshelves and tables just covered in parchment in the middle?
Yeah, so there are definitely a couple of tables kind of scattered between a bunch of the bookshelves. However, the design of the room is very simple. Imagine 3 like walkways, one on each end of the room and one in the middle, and then there's just rows and rows and rows of shelves kind of going throughout the whole length of the room. So you can navigate the shelves by going down the middle or down the sides.
I guess I would try hiding down the side of the shelves.
Cool. So you're gonna kind of try to just like jimmy around this person.
Right, like if he's walking towards one end of the room, I'm trying to wait until he passes so I can kind of like sneak.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll your stealth. And he will roll his awareness.
You got this, Gort. You have all 3 letters for the word "got" in your name. There is no way you don't got this.
What'd you get? Oh, you're still rolling.
I got a 10.
Okay, so you're kind of like shimmying at the edges, and then as you're trying to like kind of hug the bookshelf a little too close, you accidentally ruffle the bookshelf and a bunch of books fall down. And the guy goes, "Who's in here?" and starts rushing toward you. And before you know it, he's got a lantern kind of shined on you. Because it's dark in here.
So officially caught. All right.
Officially caught.
So he goes back to the beginning of the mission and gets to try again. Right.
Right.
So,
Dun, 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 dun.
What are you doing in here? You're not allowed in here. Who even are you?
First adventure, let's go.
Sir, I am looking for a chamber pot and I need one very quickly.
Are you genuinely trying to deceive him, or are you just trying to bide time?
I would say I am genuinely trying to deceive him.
All right, let's roll your deceive skill real quick.
Great time to use luck points here.
Yep, maybe a good day. Is there any limit to the amount you can use on a roll, Chris? No, right? You can just say, I
blow
want to
your
blow
load.
5.
Yep.
Well, I keep saying 5. But...
So, what is deceive under, or would that be deceive?
What was that?
It's an empathy.
Deceive. Yeah, deceive is an
Deceit.
empathy skill. Deceit, yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna use 4 luck points,
Good call. Good call.
and let's roll me some deceit.
All right.
So my empathy is at a 5, plus the 4 would make it a 9. 12, 13.
13.
All right. You know.
All right.
Good.
Hmm.
Ooh,
I
you're
think
making
in
Chris
this case,
think.
Ty goes to the defender, which would be him. So he just kind of stands there, almost staggered, like can't believe he heard what he just heard, and he goes, "Sir, get the hell out of here." This is
I'm
not-
still reading your thoughts, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna jump over to Izaldi at this point.
I go, oh my god, gross, no! Oh, disgusting! Outside of the room so the guy can hear it.
At this point, Izaldi, you also hear that Oda and company are following behind and approaching the staircase as well.
Oh, so they're behind me as well.
Oh, this is getting
They don't see
spicy.
you yet because you're all the way at the top, but they are approaching.
Okay, gotta pull a double eye here.
Do you have a good deceit skill, Nathan?
Yes, I do, but I just don't. The problem is, what the hell do I lie about right now? I turn around to, like, after calling that guy, hopefully I can, like, pull his distraction a little bit. I turn around to Jacek and Oda, and I go, they were running this way, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
I look at them with this shock in my face. I'm like, you're not gonna believe this, but I just watched some guy with a hammer jump down the stairs and then just like rushed out the door.
I can't believe I missed it.
Like, he went around the book stack right over there. I'm gonna act like scared.
I love that it was just like a dude with a hammer. I just imagine just some like wild-eyed crazy dude with like a carpenter's hammer just
I think he was drinking. I don't know. It's crazy.
All right, go ahead and roll deceit for me.
This is so ridiculous. Okay. Oh boy, I'll throw.
Very comedy of errors.
I'm gonna throw 3 lucky points into this myself.
Okay.
Okay, so 7 plus 3 is 10 plus what is it at 16? I think I just got a 26.
Jesus.
I'm good at lying.
He stops and his jaw drops and he looks at you and he goes, well, you're still not supposed to be okay. I'll go check it out, but please leave.
Most exciting day of work you've ever had, huh?
And Oda just kind of runs past both of you. So now Jacek and Izaldi are together.
Okay, turning around, waiting for the other guy to show up now. I can't believe somebody would do that in a library.
Did he do?
So Gort,
we're gonna
Gort,
pretend like Gort pooped on the floor or something. I'm trying to get them
he's
out
trying
of
to
here.
sell the lie right now.
Yeah.
Gort, this guy is trying to usher you out of the stacks. Are you listening to him, or what do you do?
So curious.
Just come with him.
I think Gort would let the man grab him and then, be ushered.
Okay.
Well, it's just me and Izoldi outside. I show her the keys I swiped. Just
Well,
like,
he just broke the lock, so I don't know if it'll be any good
in
anymore.
case we need to come later.
That's probably fine.
Who's still getting fired?
And at this point, Gort comes out of the door, arm being manhandled and just kind of shoves him out of the door. The guy who is taller and a little bit meaner looking sees the two of you standing there outside of the door, and just you see like the cracks in his skull from the like fumes just like deepen. He's like, "What is everyone? Get out of here! Please leave!" He starts ushering all of you down the stairs as well.
Right, on our way out. Thank you.
You know what? Let's just go with it at this point.
Yeah.
It's telling intertwined lies at this point.
It's gonna be really hard to like convince
keep
this
us-
guy. Yeah.
Okay, so he successfully kicks you out of the front door, so you're back outside, slams the butt on your butts,
Wow,
and then leaves you to it.
Is Oda there? If we see Oda go, did you find him?
You see Oda on his way back, like like huffing and puffing from just like running down the street.
Thanks for your help again. Have a good one.
Didn't see anything. I don't understand. And he just like sadly walks back inside.
Oh,
I'm
he's
sorry,
got that job. But
By the way, you should try installing a chamber pot. Never mind, don't worry about it.
We're all downstairs. All right, we're gonna jump over to the B team. Folks going over to the morgue.
I'll be RP.
All right, so morgue team. Y'all approach the building. It's a little bit more on the outskirts of the city, but still obviously within the city walls. Why does Discord do this? It says that I'm Gort now.
that's just gonna happen until until Nathan comes back. Then once
Yeah.
Nathan comes back, I'll put the order back to the right spot.
That's fine. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but you can be Gord.
Finally.
Yes, Snakes now is Zoldy.
So y'all make your ways to the morgue. It's off toward one of the edges of the city.
Would I be
closer-
familiar with the professional in charge at the morgue as like a medical professional?
That would be a roll.
Oh, we don't do that in this game.
Social etiquette, would it be?
Social etiquette would be how to interact with someone of various practices. This might genuinely be a reputation roll,
Ooh.
which we haven't done much of. Reputation's a little bit weird. And I genuinely thought only Jacek was going to be the one who rolled it. Okay, let's see. Reputation. So, who knows you? Anyone who was there at the time, stories that have gotten around. All acquaintances, coworkers, and friends know. There's stories all over the region. So, I feel that you would be level 2. Some stories have gotten around, but only within some circles. So it's a fairly low level of reputation, but there still is absolutely the chance that you've encountered this person. So go ahead and roll me a 1d10, plus your will, plus your reputation level. The
So
DC
reputation is 2.
Correct. DC
Okay.
for this is, we're going to do this a nice even 15. Reasonable chance that you know the person.
But, you know,
That's a 50-50 for me, so that makes a lot of sense.
Cool.
That'll be a 16.
Woo!
So you know that the practitioner here is turn to the right page. Anna Marique.
Anna
Is-
Marique, like with a
Yes.
K?
Yes.
Okay. Do I know anything more specific than that, or is it just kind of like familiarity of people who know people who know people?
Yeah. It's definitely a loose association. You know the name.
Do I know that she's a doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it, Kirk, I'm a doctor.
And reasonably, you could assume that she might know who you are as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Cool.
I think we'll probably just walk in the front door.
Cool. Yeah. You go in the front door. It's a pretty large building, a little bit lavish for the area because it's in kind of a slums. It's like right on the outskirts of the slums, so it's sort of at the in between the slums and in some of the more starting to get wealthier parts of the city. But the outside is pretty intricate. It's got, you know, like nice little sculptures and carvings kind of decorating a little bit of the outside. And you step up the stone steps up to the front door and you go through. At the very entrance is sort of a greeting room. So you see we'll say
a man age 36 named Uda.
you see a young dwarf actually sitting at the front desk. Greetings. What brings you to such a drab place?
Greetings. I'm here to see Dr. Marique.
Donna Marique? She's
Yes.
currently occupied performing autopsies on some of the drowners that we've kept on ice.
Perfect timing then. Can you inform her that Dr. Wright is here also to assist in this investigation?
Oh, of course. Not a problem. And he gets up, goes through the back door. Moments pass, and he comes back and says, "Yes, you are welcome to head back there at your leisure. It's going to be out this door behind me. To your left, you'll round the corner, and there are two basically storage rooms where we keep the bodies on ice. She's in one of those two rooms. Feel free to jump between the two at your leisure."
Certainly. Thank you for your help.
Oh,
Thank
not a problem.
I think I would just kind of like confidently walk back and poke my head in the two rooms to see which one Dr. Marique is in.
Sure. So you go in the first room, and it doesn't seem like anyone's in there. It's fairly low lit, but you do see a bunch of drowner bodies kind of sprawled out on ice.
I look at Adelmar and it's like, while I go speak to the doctor, do you want to go ahead and take a start? Yeah.
Yes.
Go start taking a good look at him, and I'll.
Not good with people, so yes.
Yes. Of course. No worries, Adelmar.
Cool. So then, Reginald, you head over to the other room.
Yes.
And you do see a figure that's kind of... She's tall, is kind of wearing, like, loose clothes that just kind of, like... It's almost like a cloak just kind of over her. And you see long black hair kind of dangling out from under the hood. And her sleeves kind of go, like, a little bit past the elbow. So you see kind of long, slender... forearms and hands and fingers, very gangly, and her skin is very pale and almost like thin looking. You know how that has like a very specific thin look to it sometimes.
Veins a
needs
little
more
bit
water.
too prominent.
Yeah, it doesn't get enough sunlight, that's for sure.
Gotcha.
And as you enter, she kind of slowly turns her head and looks to you as she's like standing over one of the drowner corpses. Ah, greetings.
Greetings, Dr. Marique. I don't believe we've introduced ourselves before, but I am aware, of course, of your work. I've been asked on behalf of the city to come and assist in the investigation regarding the drowners that recently appeared. I did bring an associate with me, a gentleman by the name of Adelmar, who is an expert in monster physiology and behaviors. He's currently in the other room working on the corpses there. If you have any information that might be gleaned right away before we dive into the work, that would be great to know.
Sure, absolutely. How intriguing. You said the city hired you for this. May I inquire who?
I believe it is a little bit on the down low for that. I do, out of character, we did get like a seal or something, like just kind of like a pass or something like that.
You got a seal that allows you transport into Hierarch Square specifically. So that's something you can show the city guard, but it's not universal.
Right, but what is the seal of?
It's basically a generic pass. So it does not indicate that it's given to you by the secret police.
And Chappelle also did, just to make sure I'm not crazy, right, Chris, at the top, Chappelle wants to keep this as hush-hush as possible, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
I'm not at liberty to discuss the exact details of the arrangements, other than obviously I would need some sort of reason to come here and discuss the matter with you.
Sure, I don't suppose there's really an issue. All of these creatures are deceased as it is. I don't feel you can really do any true harm at this point, unless you plan on taking the corpses, in which case...
No, I don't believe so. I don't believe we need anything from these corpses.
Very well, very well. Well, yes, feel free to investigate at your leisure. As far as my understanding goes, there doesn't appear to be anything miraculous about them. You may notice some incisions already on them as we've opened them up and looked around, but there's nothing, at least in my notation, worth mentioning.
No unusual wounds, no strange aspects to them that you're aware of. We did experience a miasma in the sewers near where they were known to exit, so has there been any sort of miasma given off by the bodies in the morgue?
How intriguing. No miasma to speak of. However, the sewers have a reputation of having a lot of decay and noxious fumes as it is, so could be unrelated. But yes, no, there's been nothing else particularly noteworthy. Go ahead and roll me human perception.
Human perception. That's not bad, actually. That'll only be a 12.
Okay. As far as you can tell, she's telling the truth. I mean, there's really nothing to call out, I guess, as far as what she's saying. We're going to jump quickly over to Adelmar.
Okay, so I was taking a note there. So I am in...
So you're in a room full of corpses. Go ahead and roll me a d10.
Yeah, sure. Thought this was coming. Fine. Fuck me.
What'd you get?
Got a 1.
It's been a little bit.
Do I need to explode negatively at all or nah?
No. This was just a 1 through 10 scale.
Yeah, fucking figured. Excuse my
It's been
language.
a little too long. If you don't do what you need to do soon, you're going to start incurring negatives. But the choice is still yours.
I do have my pack with me, which has the things I need.
When did you get those? Were those what you got from session 0?
Yeah, I mean, those be gone. Huh? Well,
those are definitely gone.
Okay.
Because when you were captured, they would that would have been thrown out because they would have seen it and been like, "What the fuck?"
Okay, well, because there's only one thing I really, really wanted to keep, which were the tongues to compare. But that's okay if those are gone. I can.
We'll say you at least kept those,
Okay.
because the way that you stored those made it look more alchemical in nature.
Okay, cool. So they just got rid
makes
of the bits. Cool. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and there's no one in this room, right? Can I do like can I do an awareness check just to see what's going on here?
Absolutely.
Great. Great. Okay. That I don't know how to do math. Hold on. That. Sorry, my brain's not working. 17. I got a because I fumbled here, so that's good. I was just doing my minus because all the luck is happening. So if I got a 1, okay, and then it went to a 4 after that, I subtract 4 from my total, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that would be 17, 13. But it is a fumble. It is a fumble.
Okay. Honestly, on a fumble, you could have done a lot worse.
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure how that works. Like with the action, if you fumble, if something just auto fails because of that. So cool. That's why I wanted to do my math.
Yeah. Fumbles only really start getting penalties, I think, once you get a fumble of 6 or more. I have
Okay,
to look at the
cool.
book,
Yeah,
but that's
well,
mostly combat anyway.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, then I got a 13.
Okay. As far as you're concerned, it doesn't appear that there's anyone else. The morgue is generally not a high traffic place. So the dwarf you saw at the entrance and Reginald, as well as the mortician, are likely the only ones here. And as far as you're concerned, Reginald and the mortician are together, and there's no reason for the dwarf to come back here.
You could also probably even hear us talking in the other room.
Yeah, but okay.
They are fairly wide rooms. So there's a lot of tables sprawled out with corpses on ice, as well as those like chambers that you kind of push the corpse into to store them and keep them dry. But yes, it's still close enough to where you would hear murmurs. You can't overhear the conversation, but especially with your Witcher hearing
noise, right? You hear like it's like yeah, that makes sense. Awesome. So I guess I want to take a look before I do any of that other stuff. I first want to take a look at what's going on with these bodies. I'm specifically keeping an eye out for, kind of how those was it the wargs looked, the wolves looked, right? Those weird tongues, just anything that doesn't seem natural to a drowner. So if I need to roll any kind of, Witcher training for monster lore, I'm happy to do that. I'm just looking for things that aren't right.
My brain's going to Avatar and being like, rely on your skills and training.
I believe you're mostly looking at a Witcher training roll, unless there's something else you have in mind.
No, that's kind of what I was really getting at with Witcher training. So, yeah. All right, I will give it a roll. Let's not get a third one in a row, because so far I've gotten 2. So, much better. So that's a lot. That is 10 plus 6. That's 16 plus 9. 25.
Ooh, baby. Okay, that's
got a 9,
good.
baby. Got a 9.
All right, I'm checking one thing real quick, just to see. Oh, very interesting. How do the books call this specific thing out? So you don't notice any particular deformities about them. They all look like a drowner generally looks: ugly, stupid, fish-eyed. There is one thing, however, that is consistent across every single corpse.
Okay.
They all are missing their stomachs. You see an incision right where their stomach would be, and it has been seemingly removed. You see slices where it no longer, like there was an organ there that is no longer.
Yeah, I don't think any roll of deduction for this. This sounds like they're pulling the stomachs for, because these are all the body. I'm assuming these are all the bodies that they've been working on.
Yes.
So that means there's stomachs somewhere around here, and that's curious.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. How long do I have before things start getting dicey for me?
I mean, I would say basically within 2 scenes you'll start incurring negatives. So this scene and the next scene is really your opportunities to prepare. Okay,
so so you said no one's here, right? With my awareness check, I can see that there's some of the decisions. So there's 2 things I definitely want to do, Chris, and we can split this up. However, number 1 is I want to see if I can see if I can find where the stomachs are at in this room, because as we know it, I'm not breaking your rules by looking around. I was told that we can bounce between the 2 rooms. So 1 is I want to look to see if I can find the area the stomachs are at, and then 2, I want to take a piece of the drowner flesh and start munching on it like it's jerky.
All right, we'll start with the awareness. Go ahead and roll that.
Oh, is it a new awareness roll, or am I using the old one to let it ride?
You did roll awareness.
I rolled awareness when I first walked in to see what things look like, but now I'm actually searching for something.
We're going to let that one ride. So you don't find the stomachs anywhere in this room. You don't really see any traces of where they could have gone either, which is peculiar. But it's pretty clear that the stomachs did not get up and walk away on their own.
Sure, they're somewhere here.
Were they gone before the attack?
Mm-hmm.
Or were they gone?
Yeah, I guess
Faster.
with Jesse, are there any tools, like any like knives that appear to have like, you know, their guts on it, anything?
As far as you can see, everything's clean. There are tools out. It's possible that one of those tools were used and cleaned, but yeah, nothing noteworthy.
Yeah, this is weird because first my brain was like, so, and which I think Jen properly vocalized here. It was like, someone worked on these beforehand, but that was like, but we're also in an operating room until you're saying the tools are looking real gross, or not real gross, and I doubt they're cleaning them that fast. Sanitation, I don't think, is very important at this day and age. So okay, yeah, all right. Well, let me do the first thing first. Then let me eat some of this drowner, just a little bit, just enough to satiate me.
Cool. Which one do you take it from? Just any random one?
Yeah, I just grabbed one that looks less bad, I guess. I don't know. I'm like, I got a pretty solid monster lore, so
they're all on ice, so they're not rotting yet. So at least you got
so
that
I'll just
going
pick
for
a
you.
hunk of, I don't know, however much I need to eat. I don't want to go crazy because I don't want to also spend a ton of time doing this in case someone walks in.
So
you're
only eating enough to satiate yourself. You're not like putting some in your sack.
Oh. No, I'm not. No, because something weird's gonna happen if I do that. Absolutely not. I think I'm far smarter than that. So no.
You never know. It might be fine.
0% doubt it. I doubt there's some hinky shit going on. So okay.
Okay. You mount your way. We're gonna jump back over to Reginald.
Great.
So after that conversation, I would probably start by asking her if there's a distinction between the bodies in each room, if some have already been worked on while others aren't.
At this point, all of the bodies have been worked on. I mean, we've had a week and plus some to start working on the bodies, and so yeah.
Okay.
In these efforts,
is there any distinction between the two room storage, or was it just wherever they fit was where they were kept?
it's the latter.
Okay.
There were just more than plenty of bodies that we had to keep on ice.
Okay. Do you have one in particular that has only done like the first stage of inspection that I can start with?
So you're looking for the least worked on body, is what I'm understanding?
Yes. Just so I'm starting on a fresh body with new eyes.
Sure. She gestures to the one directly in front of her. This one should reasonably suffice. All that's really been done on it so far is been investigating some of the internal organs. As you see, there's an incision on the stomach.
And what was found within the internal organs? Any remains within them that's appeared to be unusual? Any chemicals or materials that seem to be artificial?
The only unusual items that we found in there were human flesh, but that's not too surprising considering they are monsters.
Yes. If you wouldn't mind just, obviously, so I can get a complete picture after I've done inspecting the body without the internal organs, if I can just look over the organs as well. I am passingly familiar with monster biology, just as part of my studies over at Oxenford. I did kind of focus on it a bit along with my alchemy skills, so it might do good to kind of see the complete creature, see maybe if they have unusual internal organs.
Of course. You are more than welcome to take the time you need. I will leave you to your own, and I'll see to my own responsibilities.
Yes, and of course, anything I find I will share with you as best I can.
Of course. She looks at you with her piercing green eyes with direct eye contact before she turns and moves to leave the room.
Okay, then I would turn to the body. What sort of role should I do for, like, just, would it be a weird healing hands role just because it would be like my doctor's work?
It depends on what information specifically you'd like to get. So you could do the healing hands because you can use healing hands to diagnose. You could also use alchemy if you're trying to, discern if it was used for anything like that.
Okay.
Or if alchemy was even involved with them, for example.
So I think I would start with just a basic dissection just to see if there's anything immediately unusual that I noticed, anything that seemed like it was out of size for the rest of the creature. So that would be maybe either a healing hands or a monster lore check.
Sure.
So which one do you want me to do as far as...
Tenzin's telling you which one.
Yeah.
Monster lore would make the most sense because these are healing hands is more for non-monstrous creatures.
Yes. Okay. So I'll do a monster lore check to see if there's anything unusual from the get-go as far as different parts of it go.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a 10. That explodes.
Nice.
Yo.
Yeah.
So that's a 14 added on. 2 for monster lore is 16, 26.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So your discoveries are very similar to what Edelmar found. You notice, now that you've had a time to actively look at all the corpses, especially the one in front of you, all of them have the same incision on their stomach and all appear to be missing their stomach themselves.
Just the stomach,
Otherwise-
not any other internal organs?
I guess stomach and oftentimes parts of the esophagus.
Okay. So it seems like pretty standard, just checking predatory beasts to see what their most recent meals were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but otherwise they all seem to be pretty standard fare drowners. There's nothing else particularly remarkable about them other than the fact that they're dead. And obviously you see the occasional like slash wounds and I mean they were killed
what actually
forcibly,
killed.
so
Yeah, and it'd be varied sources of death because, of course, each of them was killed in a slightly different way.
exactly.
So I guess then, yeah, would it be an alchemy check then to see if it was worked on in some way that makes it seem like it was interfered with artificially?
We'll let your last roll ride on this,
Okay.
but we'll basically say there's nothing particularly special about a drowner's stomach. Usually it's their brain that is used for alchemical purposes. So the stomach wasn't removed for that reason. There's also not really any other indications that they have been alchemically modified or, messed with in any way.
Okay. Teeth and claws all look to be normal size, obviously dependent on the the drowner in question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we'll say at this point you hear a loud crash sound. It sounds like glass shattering in one of the adjacent rooms. Edelmar, you hear this as well.
I eat the last bit of the finger and I wipe my mouth and I go to wherever the noise is.
Yes, I probably would wipe my hands and instruments and step up and walk, so I probably would be like a couple paces behind Edelmar.
Cool. Yeah, you both basically leave your rooms at the same time back into the hallway.
Yeah, and I have my hand, like, just immediately, my brain just goes to hand on the sword, not pulling anything out yet, right? Just ready to go in case whatever happens. Yeah.
Cool. So the sound takes you to one of the rooms on the other side of the hallway, kind of down the hall. It's adjacent to the storage room that Reginald was in.
Mm-hmm.
And inside it basically looks like a lab. So it's where you might take biopsy samples and kind of take a closer look. This is obviously pretty low tech still, so lots of like vials of just mixing things with chemicals to see what kinds of reactions you get.
Magnifying glass, but no like actual like
Yes.
high powered ones, just someone with holding it like.
But as you turn the corner, you actually hear the sounds of flesh being devoured, and you turn the corner to see a corpse in the ground being eaten by a drowner. A very, very beat up, sad looking drowner. Like maybe it wasn't fully dead when it was put on ice, but the ice made it slow.
So I'm guessing just an awareness check, the corpse in front of it is Anna Marique.
Go ahead and roll awareness, yes.
That'll be 23.
So,
Good.
based on your reputation roll earlier, and now that you've gotten a look at this person, it's not Anna Marique. This is a different person. But also, based on your description of how you know Anna Marique, maybe this is Anna Marique, but not the person you met earlier.
Oh shit!
Oh boy.
Fake.
Well, I'm gonna come in and a drowner, no matter what, is a problem.
Right. So
so
I'd probably be like trying to pull out my crossbow.
And then I will go in and I will I'll throw an attack at it. I don't know if we need to roll initiative, but drowners should not be alive or eating corpses. So my goal though is to not burst into stomach bits if I can avoid it, because I'm suspicious after the last room. So
Sure. Go ahead and roll your strike.
okay, roll my strike. Fantastic. Little swordsmanship action here. Let's see.
We're going to give you plus... honestly, we'll give you +4 because the target is prone and unaware of you. Actually, I think we'll give you a +5. I'll even call this an ambush because it's fully unaware of you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going down here, but we're going to stop that. 2 seconds here.
Everybody's eating corpses.
All right.
Adamar's eating corpses.
No, I'm not eating corpses. So I get, let's see here. That's a...
Is that Yachek's newest hit?
Yeah.
So I get...
A jaunty little tune. Everybody's eating corpses.
So I am the king of ones today. I'm having no luck. But it's just a -4, which I get a 5, so that's still a 1 plus my 7. That's an 8, and then my reflex. So I get 19.
It is a hit. It's not a crit, unfortunately. But go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, I figured. I was like, man, my ones today, not great.
No, you're struggling.
But the fact that you can still hit a target rolling a 1.
Yeah.
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 Fumbled and still hit.
And this is my steel sword because that's just kind of what I. Oh well, if it's a monster, yeah, no, it's good. That's fine. Or my silver.
I mean, you can use your silver sword.
Yeah, I'll use my silver, and that's a little less. Except it's monster, so hey, there we go. So
it's also not resistant to it, so
yeah, it's fair. So they take 11 damage.
Okay, you slice a good chunk out of it.
I'm sorry, not 11, 13. I forgot my +2.
Okay, you kill it.
Okay.
Please describe how you destroy this monster.
I just kind of, I do it actually rather gently because it's so small. I kind of go to like where the Achilles heel section would kind of be, and I just kind of slit it so that it kind of bleeds out to die because I don't want this body to be like destroyed.
So mean.
Yeah, really.
So it just kind of flails angrily on the ground, bleeding out, and eventually stops.
I don't trust this.
I would see that Eldamar has the drowner handled. I would move to the corpse. One, to check to see if it's actually a corpse.
Before you do that, you have 2 seconds. Is there an incision on the stomach, Chris?
There absolutely is.
Fuck, and I audibly say fuck. Hold on.
What's wrong?
Is my griffin going off at all? Is my medallion anything goofy happening or no?
Nope.
Okay. All of these corpses have no stomach, right? That's what I saw.
I mean, that's standard practice with any predator to check the stomach contents first.
Sure, yeah, but why would a live one not have a stomach? And then I move over my hand and I show him the incision mark on the stomach.
That is a good question.
I don't like this.
Can I check the freshness of the incision to see if it was done in like the last few days?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, actually, I probably would still check the corpse
The
first.
corpse first. Yeah, no, I just wanted to.
Like first instinct, like, oh my gosh, are they even still alive?
Yep.
So the corpse makes sense to do healing hands then, I believe.
The person who, the human corpse.
Attacky.
The human corpse. Yeah, sorry, I
Yeah.
should be more specific.
The human one, right?
That'll be a 19.
Yeah, that person is dead. But here's the thing:
Boy.
with a 19, they didn't die to this drowner. They've been dead longer than that.
Can I do a deduction roll to get an approximate time frame
Sure.
and cause
Is
of death?
there any way I can help? I don't know how helping works in this.
So there isn't really any way to help. The way that I'll at least house rule it is that if you want to spend an action to help, all you'll really need to do is tell me the skill that you're using to help and describe it, and then based on the criteria, I will give that person a bonus.
Okay,
Usually it'll be like a +2, but it could be higher if it's particularly applicable.
Absolutely. I guess first I need to ask, Reginald, are you saying any of this stuff out loud that you're seeing? Because that's important.
Yeah, I probably would be like, oh, they've been dead long. This wasn't the drowner.
So I also want to use my deductive reasoning with the scars we're seeing on the stomachs, with the weirdness of everything here. I want to help with my deductive reasoning myself, to hopefully help put the pieces together of what's happening here with what I know about the drowners and then with what Reginald knows about the body.
Sorry, I only caught half of that. I was thinking about stuff.
No, you're good. You're good. I want to use my deductive reasoning about the drowners with the incisions in chorus with Reginald's deductive reasoning about the body, right? Because we both have very specific skills in me and monsters, him and people, and I think we can put something together if we help each other out.
Sure. So are you saying you want to use deduction?
I want to use deduction, yeah.
I see.
'Cause
Okay.
I think he'd probably have his like own form of forensic for monster hunting, where it's
Yes.
like if he comes across a body while hunting a monster, he can kind of deduce what happened to the body, how long that body's been there, things like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
would kind of use my medical expertise for the same thing.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll me deduction. I'll give you a +2.
Both of us?
No, just you.
No, just one roll.
You're doing, yeah. I imagine it's the person that called the roll, Chris. That just makes more sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's another 10, so that explodes again.
Oh, yes.
Woo-wee.
Man, I'm going the opposite direction.
Okay,
you
so-
are.
So that's 11. I rolled a 1 on the explosion, but my deduction is 6. So that's 16 plus 11, 27.
And that includes my +2.
Plus 2, 29.
Very nice. Okay,
Damn.
so it's pretty reasonable to deduce that there's nothing correct about anything that is taking place right now. So the person who you met obviously is not supposed to be in the morgue.
Kind
They
of like
clear-
going back, thinking over it, like they were not really addressed as an official of the city or.
Correct. And she was here with an intention. That much is true. You don't necessarily know what that intention is, but based on the timing of everything, it seems reasonable to assume that it has something to do with the missing stomachs,
Okay.
just based on the freshness of the cuts. In
I would
fact,
s-
so much so that this drowner might have been an accident. In pulling corpses out of their storage, this one wasn't fully dead, so it warmed up just enough to come back. That being said, the drowner didn't kill Anna Marique. She's been stabbed in the gut.
I would
Not
probably turn to
necessarily
Edelmar
the
and say, go get that receptionist real quick.
What was that?
Go get that receptionist real quick. Do we have a time frame on how long she's been dead?
Yeah.
Roughly about an hour.
Only an hour.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which corresponds with the freshness of the cuts on all the drowners.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my sword out now. I know this is probably not gonna look good, but I will. Before I run out, Chris,
You must mess up.
or while I'm out, once I get out of the room, right? And I'll say, check this room at some point. I don't know if there's any other surprises. You yell though. You yell. And I recommend pull out your crossbow. just in case, because you have one, and
It's probably like sitting on the ground next to me because I had started pulling it out when you were attacking the drowner. But obviously, once I'm doing the inspection, I don't have my crossbow in my hands for that.
be prepared. And Chris, when I got to the hallway, can I like roll an awareness to try and like hear? I know it's a new check since we just got through some action. So I'm hoping I can. If not, like, I can let it ride again, and whatever it is, and I'll run to the receptionist office. But I want to see if I can hone in on any kind of noise, anything. If this person is still around, I want to see if I can hear anything out.
We'll let your previous roll ride in this case.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, this person has disappeared.
Then I'll go to the reception area, and I will talk to the dwarf.
Sure. So you reach the dwarf Gren, who's still sitting at the desk, just kind of like fumbling his thumbs, and he looks back at you once you kind of kick open the door.
Where is that woman?
What woman?
There is someone who is pretending here.
You're the only two that have come through the front doors as far as I've seen today. Other than the good doctor.
Are there any... Was there anything off about the good doctor?
No. Perfectly normal and cheerful as always.
When did she get in?
She got in, around 6 o'clock this morning.
And what time is it about now, Chris?
Right now we'll say it's fairly early. Well, we'll say it's midday. At lunchtime.
Nothing else strange happened here.
No, not as... I mean...
Outside
not that
of
it should be surprising, but not much usually happens at the morgue.
There was an awake drowner. I took care of it.
Oh, goodness. Is everyone okay?
No. You have to show me any of your exits, windows, anything.
Is the doctor okay? What happened? Do I need to get help?
Show me where your exits are. The doctor is not well, but at this point, and I look at him, it does not matter. We need to find whomever it was.
Oh, gods. Oh, no.
Show me.
The
anything.
doctor.
Show me anything.
I can't believe she's dead.
If I need to cast something, I will, because Axie I can use for persuasion, and I can just persuade him to. Because there's no one else here, right?
You can do it. It's up to you.
Oh,
he'll be aware of it once he snaps out of it, but
He's
Yeah.
panicking.
Well, he's with that shit later. Hey, Chappell didn't say like we couldn't use magic and weapons and shit, right? He wasn't like.
I mean, you still have to abide by city law.
What's the city law here? I guess that's fair.
I believe when most folks enter, oh no, maybe only Isolde got this spiel, but generally don't draw your weapons in public spaces,
It's not.
and generally don't use magic unless it's like pretty not a big deal.
Okay, then I'm going to instead intimidate him into showing me all the exits. I need him to focus. I need him to be on me. I don't want to scare him, but I need him to show me what's happening. I know intimidation may not be my best bet, but it's the only one I got.
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Boy, please not another one. I cannot. It's not a 1, but it's not much better. Let's see. It's 6. That's 16.
Okay, yeah, you scare him to his senses. He kind of like sheepishly marches forward and goes, okay, well, there's only one other door. It's the exit out of the furnace room, which just takes you into the back on the edge
Show
of
me
the
where
city
the door
wall.
is. Let me go in first, and then I pull my weapon. I'm a witcher. I want to make sure that you do not get harmed. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then does he show me the furnace door?
Yes.
Before we get there, I'll pause at where like Reginald is, and I'll say, Reginald, we're gonna check this last door. How's everything in there?
I think I would probably be. Did we get a deduction on the on the because obviously if she's only been dead an hour, that means that the wound on the drowner, his stomach wound, is that less than an hour old?
Correct.
Okay,
Like,
so
you
these
can
are
see the
all
stitches
fresh.
still.
Yeah,
Yes.
so these are all fresh dissections to remove the stomachs.
Based on that deduction, the order of operations was the doctor died first.
Right.
Then the stomachs were removed. Then the drowner woke up.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't a case that the actual doctor was the one who removed the stomach and was
Yeah.
inspecting their content and did find something unusual, and that's why the imposter came in.
Yes.
Okay, but no, it's that the stomachs hadn't been removed. The imposter killed the actual doctor and then removed all their stomachs.
The one thing I'll at least add to the mix, which at this point could be overkill, but will at least confirm some of your suspicions, is that there at least is one autopsy set up in this lab room that demonstrates an open stomach. So this doctor at least seemingly found something.
Okay. Okay, so something unusual was involved in the stomachs, but obviously a brief look around the room, I couldn't see any stomachs there.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Well, I mean, do you want to do a better search? Can he do it? Is that okay? I don't know.
At this point, I'll just say you won't find any stomachs,
Okay.
no matter how much you search.
Cool.
Okay.
My brain is like
Cool.
burning.
Reginald,
I think I would have been busying myself in the time you were talking with the receptionist with making that discovery. Coming to the conclusion, like kind of connecting the dot and coming to the conclusion after looking around a bit, those stomachs are gone. Wherever that imposter is, they took those stomachs. It's gone.
Yep. Are you going to follow me then, Reginald?
Yeah, so I'll probably pick up the crossbow at this point and fall in line.
Bring
I
up
think
the rear.
I probably would be in the rear with the crossbow just in case something comes behind us.
And then I'll open the door to the furnace.
Cool. So the furnace room is pretty much what you would imagine. It's a place where you just kind of burn the remains of corpses that you don't want to bury. There's nothing particularly miraculous about this. The furnace is on, but it's nothing else really particularly worth noting. The dwarf does take you to sort of the back end of the furnace room, which is a door to the outside, and that just leads you to sort of an open area with just kind of a storage shed, and then if you go farther, you're just kind of down the alleyway of the slums area.
Is that storage shed yours or the morgue's?
Yes it is.
Can you open that?
Sure. He opens it up. Inside there's not much. There's some like digging tools and other random hardware, but nothing particularly noteworthy.
Can I double back and check the contents of the furnace?
Sure.
To see if there's anything unusual that was thrown in there, perhaps to be destroyed evidence-wise.
The only thing you find inside the furnace, what looks like remains of maybe a drowner body or two. There's nothing particularly miraculous about it. It just seems like they were done being worked on, so they were just discarded.
Okay.
And Chris, to check with you, did we check all of the rooms in the morgue, basically, or was there any rooms we were missing?
There was another... So... Yeah, you've checked all the rooms at this point.
Okay, I was going to ask specifically if you could show us to the doctor's office, like if Marique had like an office, if we could pull any kind of clues, anything from that room. But if essentially the idea is there's really not much else, I don't want to push that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the doctor's office was basically the lab that you found her body in, and you all you really find is what you already know, is that there was something going on with the stomachs that was only just like discovered and wasn't fully investigated.
I'll turn to the dwarf. What was going on with these stomachs? None of them had them. Even the one that was alive that I had to get rid of. Also,
I don't know anything about it. They had their stomachs when they were brought in.
Sure, but did the doctor want to make these incisions? It sounds like she did not.
No, the doctor was told to keep them on ice for a while until people could investigate.
By
Time
whom?
passed, we started by the city police just to try to figure out what was going on, but we didn't find anything. There was no note about cutting open stomachs, though,
And you
other than the
promised
general
nothing weird.
autopsy.
There's no other storage areas, anything.
No, just the rooms that you've been in.
I don't like this, Reginald.
Clearly, the good doctor found something and was quickly caught and silenced by an imposter who... I wish I had known the doctor better, because I could have caught the liar in her.
I should have gone in the room with you instead of hanging back.
I don't know. I feel like we would not have stopped her from leaving even if both of us had been standing there. We had no idea.
And Chris, I imagine with any other search we probably would not, or we wouldn't find a drowner with a stomach.
Correct. At this point, there are 0 drowners with stomachs.
Did we get any kind of idea of a count of just how many drowners we kind of saw in that area? I mean, I know it's not going to even begin to explain how many stomachs they could have gotten. I'm just curious if we made any kind of recollection on how many there were in there.
Boy. Well, there were a ton of drowners that poured out of the sewers. You would have at least accounted for maybe 12 stomachs. Okay. Potentially more. It depends on whether or not there were more bodies burned, basically, because they could only store so many at a time.
Okay. Boy, I'm... Okay.
Well, once we get down in the sewers, should we encounter any more drowners, perhaps the first rule of business is to cut one open and see what's inside.
Well, I'm concerned. What was receptionist's name? I can't remember off the top of my head. Did we get a name from him? Probably not.
His name is Gren.
Oh, and does Gren have a little name tag too?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Gren.
Gren, I am not sure what happened here. Again, you said no one came in or out outside of us in the last hour, half hour.
He mumbles between his sobs. No one.
All right.
Or Grin.
Reginald, we have to leave. We cannot be caught here. They're going to think we did this, and we need to find who did this.
Did the back door look like it was forced open, or was it left unlocked?
Oh, good question. Yeah.
We're gonna say it looks like it was left unlocked.
Okay.
Gren, is that door always unlocked like that?
I mean, usually you don't really get anyone coming in here trying to loot corpses that are naked.
And the furnace room was also unlocked, right?
You mean the front door?
Yeah, all the doors were unlocked? All the doors in the back were unlocked?
Yeah.
That seems extraordinarily unsafe. That means anyone could have come in through the alley.
Well, I mean, modern safety practices.
That's true. Well, Gren, and I don't know if I can let my intimidate check let it ride. You can let me know if I need to reroll anything. You cannot tell them you're here, but get the guard here. I'm sorry to say, your boss is not with us.
Oh, okay.
But get the guard, because I don't know if there'll be more.
Okay. And he starts just
perhaps
rushing.
Have them go through the drowners and make sure they're all dead as well. We wouldn't want another mishap with one of these on ice drowners.
I'll get all the guards, all of them.
Yes, all of them. Close all the doors. Gren, lock them all
until the guards get here.
The guards get here.
Okay.
Reginald, Reginald, I think you and I should go out the alley.
Yeah,
and we'll go out the alley and see if anything happens.
Cool. So you guys go out the alley. There's nothing really noteworthy that you see. Seems like a very reasonable escape route, if that is where she did go. But yeah, no traces of her. No fabric dancing.
Hard
in the
to
wind
find footprints on cobblestone.
Yep.
Reginald, what did she look like?
I would relay as much information as I could about the imposter's appearance.
Is there anything I can roll off of because I think you said something about that there was a green gem, right, Chris?
No, I said
green eyes.
Green eyes.
Green eyes. Piercing, right?
Yes.
Is there anything I can roll off of that, or
maybe like your monster lore to see?
Yeah, exactly.
Any monsters that are known?
Any supernatural things? Anything I can,
Sure. Go ahead and roll monster lore. And then after this, I'll say, let's jump to the next scene.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I will. I'll toss a luck point into this.
Ooh.
Actually, I'll toss 2 luck points into this.
Ooh.
Ooh la la.
What madness.
So that's man, another 9. I can't get that 10. That's okay. So that makes that 11. Plus my 6 makes that 17. Plus, what is that considered? Int, I think. So it's 26.
There is one kind of monster that you know that has striking eyes.
Yep. What is
Witchers.
And again, I say fuck.
Of course, this is not describing Witcher's eyes, but that's the only monster you know of. Cool. We're going to jump to the next scene. The folks who went to the city hall, what is the battle plan? Are we reconvening at the tavern with the other 2 members, or is there something else that we're jumping to?
I look at the group and I go, all right, so didn't kind of go as planned.
Well, I
I'm
did get the
walking
keys,
so I
so
can
we
sneak
could
off.
come back later when they're closed.
I think that's the goal. Yeah.
A bit of
Because
after
I
dark
don't know if
shenanigans.
any of us can show our faces in there again. So
No, never again.
Yeah, you're kind of banned, huh?
so yeah, we should sneak him back in later.
Wait for nightfall.
So then what's the battle plan?
We can go wait at the tavern for the rest of the group until dark and then return.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. I do look at Gort and be like, man, you just went right in there. You just broke on in.
What did you expect me to do? Pick a lock?
I didn't know, but now I do. So that's valuable information.
Note, none of us have lockpicks. Maybe
Yeah,
we
exactly.
should think ahead.
Well, the other thing is I was expecting the door to be heavier too, not that flimsy thing.
Also note, it's all beauty, no substance at that building.
Listen, not everyone, they don't expect people to just be busting down doors to look at paperwork.
Yeah, cool. We'll probably just go reconvene at the tavern, I think, and then we'll have to handle the plans to get back in later.
All the problems. So sorry, guys. I had to use the bathroom so bad. And then I heard like, oh, let's reconvene. I'm like, ah, shit, no, wait.
No, go ahead. Oh, I see. You already used the potty.
Oh yeah, I ran. I ran.
okay.
I clicked.
All right, cool.
And I ran.
So we'll
All
say
right,
that
so-
y'all convene at a nearby tavern, and yeah, you all.
I've
have
gotten
met up.
my loot at some point because I have a habit of when I'm in a tavern, I have my loot just in case they let me play.
Of course.
So I ran home and got it.
I'm almost surprised you don't have it on you at all times.
I remember last session arguing with myself about whether to bring it, and I was
Yeah.
like, don't bring your expensive, beautiful, gorgeous loot that you spent half your income on to where all the drowners were. So,
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be like Dandelion getting his loot smashed just because he pissed off some elves.
no. So I left it at home, but now I'm like, oh, I gotta go get it. We're going to a tavern.
Cool. So we'll say that the city hall folks are the first ones at the tavern. You get a table and you start
I'm just sitting there.
enjoying your time. And in walks Edelmar and Reginald.
Oh, there you
Look.
are.
Different.
I have my feet up on the
Something's
table.
different about you.
Edelmar looks a little bit he looks slightly healthier than he did earlier today.
Well, really did you some good,
mad,
huh?
Though. I'm mad though.
I do hand up a piece of jerky to Edelmar. Hungry?
No,
Huh?
I'm okay.
I'll have some.
That was for Edelmar. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Enjoy. Please tell me you had success.
No.
Absolutely not.
We are never going back to that place again.
At
We
least
also-
not in daylight. I like spin the keys around my finger.
Oh.
We're gonna have to get back in.
Ran into some very dedicated staff members.
I spend so much time on the road, I forget, like, that you have to follow certain rules, because normally when somebody catches you doing something, you just knock them out. But we shouldn't be doing that.
We know the room.
Yeah.
Although, is it... Gort, did you have any clues about where it might have been in that room? Because you were saying he saw an area that was like he started to get to a city planning area, so at least we can like narrow it in.
I only got the time to explore the one room, but that was considered stacks 1, if I recall.
Actually, I'll give you a little bit more. You did get to the city schematics section. You just didn't get to find the specific map that you were looking for. So you know like the stack to go through.
All right, I know exactly where it is.
If I can get back into that area myself, I can find it in a jiffy. I spent a lot of time in the archives. I'm sure me original can handle that.
By the way, are you out of my head yet?
I've been out of your head. Were you asking that in character? But like, I've been out of your head, buddy. Don't worry about it. I wasn't reading your mind like I was doing to Oda.
I will never understand you magic folk, and I'm still not sure what to make of the scum over here, as the guards put it.
Are we talking about the Witcher?
Yes.
Yeah. I still haven't figured out the scum either.
I don't know if you ever want to read my mind. Spins the keys a little more.
You'll
It's
stay.
I'm gonna
usually
need
in the
a couple
gutter.
glasses of wine first.
You'll stay out of my head.
Just imagine two little bunnies like.
What else do
No one
bunnies
goes
do?
in.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, yeah, just bunny making.
But we also had unfortunate luck.
Oh.
We were
Does
about an
not
hour
sound
late.
good.
Yes, we were about an hour late from actually meeting the good doctor at the morgue. By the time we arrived, she had already been stabbed by an imposter we did not catch until their departure.
Oh, that's
Someone
kind of
got
bad.
stabbed?
Yes, and also one of the drowners on ice was still alive.
Oh, definitely no.
So you had to fight a drowner?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
little.
Adalmar took care of it.
I look at Gort and Jacek, I'm like, what did we do? They got to go somebody got stabbed where they went.
There's something.
I'm glad I wasn't there. I'll
There's
just put that
something
out there.
eerie. And I'll relay the fact about the stomachs missing.
Yeah.
There's just missing.
Oh.
Intentionally removed by the imposter.
Did
By the
not expect
imposter.
that.
Okay, so there's something valuable that they ate that they don't want getting out, right?
What's odd is that that's
Yes.
uncommon, so there's something in there, yes.
Yeah.
Because normally it's just bile and flesh and shit. It doesn't matter. And
How could they have eaten?
Shit in the stomach? I don't think you
Yes,
understand how the...
It's
never
even
mind.
stranger when you keep in mind that it would not have been considered unusual to find human flesh in there. So it must have been something even beyond that that causes whoever is trying to cover something up to take a direct role.
All right, well, I say we, making sure nobody's listening to us, I say we, probably go get our blueprint through the sewers and then head out. Maybe
we
tonight.
and I'm going to say be careful for anything or anyone you see with piercing eyes, whether they're green, blue.
I would relay the appearance that I saw to them as well.
It may not matter what they exactly look like, but those eyes,
You sound a little infatuated, my friend.
no.
Well said.
Bluntly
I like
said.
laugh and nudge you.
So swing first and ask questions later. Got it.
Well, if we're waiting till nightfall, perhaps a visit to a local alchemist about potions to deal with the miasma would be in order then while we're waiting.
Mhm.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like chug the rest of my beer and like kind of stand up on the table and like make up a little ditty about what we're about to do, but like in metaphor, not like just to play us out. You know, like while we're walking out, I like play us out, but it's like a metaphorical thing about what we're gonna do.
Would it
So I'm
be
not giving
a streetwise roll to see if I know where like the local alchemist is that I would trust?
Absolutely.
Sorry, babes.
Go ahead and roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll streetwise.
Okay. That'll be an 18.
Okay, so you could reasonably pester any of the folks of the Magic Society, and they would certainly get you to someone with alchemical tools. It was previously noted that Felicia, the contact that Azoldi had, at least has knowledge of alchemy as well as alchemical tools.
Well,
However,
I have alchemical tools. It would be about either finding an alchemist who already has a potion at the ready, or has a formula that I could work on and buy the ingredients from.
yes. So you definitely know of at least some herbalists in the city. There's one that you have at least heard good word about. You don't necessarily know them specifically, but you've heard good word of one that actually works closer to the slums. That sounds like they have actually a reasonably good supply.
Okay. So I guess we would head there and hope that they have some sort of formula as well.
Before we walk in, I do look at your journal and be like, by the way, I have this, and I pull out a potion formula. I have this for alchemical adhesive. Is this Is this a valuable one, or is this kind of a standard? What are we looking at here?
Can I give it like a basic alchemical look to see like what type of formula it is and how valuable it is?
Sure. Did you say it was an alchemical adhesive specifically, or?
Yeah, that's what it says. Potion formula for alchemical adhesive.
Okay, so I think that means it is a specific.
Yes, I found it. It's on page 146. It's in the journeyman section.
Okay, cool.
So
it's a good
alchemy
roll.
roll. See if I recognize it, or at least can do a basic idea of how proficient it is, or how high skill it is.
With the diagram, you can just use the diagram.
Yeah.
So you don't have to roll for it. You can see what it is and what it needs, and you could follow the diagram to reproduce this formula.
Gotcha.
So it's I would say mid-level formula, so it's decently valuable, but nothing crazy. On the lower end, doesn't take too many ingredients from what I'm seeing here. Perhaps just a longer process.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Some of the
Sure,
components
why not?
aren't super
Anything.
easy to get for what it's worth, but overall not too bad.
I'm sitting here looking at the formula, being like, I don't know how this system works.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It just requires a lot of ingredients. Surprisingly, one of them is drowner tongues.
Yeah.
You can use for it. So,
How about that?
so if I could find the ingredients, I could probably make it for you if you were interested.
I guess either that or I'm going to sell the formula, unless you want to buy it.
I would be interested in buying it. How much were you looking to sell it for?
I say I don't know. I'm going to go get it appraised.
We can even say you've already gotten it appraised. So
Okay.
market value of this formula is 52.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I could pay it at that rate. So
You know what?
I
We'll
would.
just add it to the lump sum that you owe me.
Okay. I actually did have the crowns available for that, but okay. Yeah, 52.
Hey.
I'm just running up a tab with Azoldi.
Always good to have a doctor in debt.
So are y'all going to the herbalist then? Yes.
Something's not sitting right with me about this green-eyed piercing person. I'm concerned. But I don't know if it's worth exploring. I don't even know where to begin exploring that outside of going to taverns and, sitting around and listening for a while. Hear of anything. So if that's not going to prove fruitful, I can also join. I guess it just depends on. Mm-hmm. But everyone else is going, I'll join with.
If Adelmar goes to taverns to people watch, I will absolutely be joining.
Yeah, I don't think we need everyone to go.
That's what I would like to do then, Chris. Instead of going to the until we have the nighttime, whatever it's going to happen. I want to see if I can find any information or get any leads on this green-eyed person. And good thing I have someone who's very persuasive with me.
I go up to Adelmar. If it's taverns you need to see, my friend, I'm your man.
Good. You also
his breath
voice.
is horrible.
And I go,
Adelmar, can you share that information that, this is kind of the features we're looking for?
Oh yeah, no, we described everything. We described the piercing eyes. We gave all of the features at the top.
All right.
the
I'm
hands.
specifically talking about those eyes, though. In my personal brain, if the eyes were the biggest striking feature that's going to mean something.
Did Adelmar even see the imposter? I don't think Adelmar did.
Just off of the description, though, I did roll that. Yeah, I rolled that Witcher training.
The green eyes would have stuck out to you.
Piercing green eyes.
Yes.
Piercing is specific, though. Piercing.
Gord's gonna run a quick errand before he meets you guys at the next tavern.
Okay, so Gord is not coming with to the herbalist.
Nope.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's actually start with you, Gord. What's Gord doing?
I'm kind of walking down the seedy alleyways looking for someone down on their luck.
In terms of
checking
someone...
in.
Yeah. Are you specifically seeking out, the king? Are you looking for someone, getting mugged? I guess, what are you specifically trying to do?
Specifically looking for the king and how to make contact with him.
Okay, cool. So it doesn't take long for you to find someone just kind of sitting in an alleyway who visibly appears kind of downtrodden and likely homeless. You approach them and they just kind of look up at you and hold out their hands
I dropped 2 coins into his hands.
Oh, much appreciated. Is there anything I can do for you, kind person?
I need to speak with the king real quickly.
Of course. Right this way. And he just kind of leads you into a similar area that you met the king before, but down a different route. It's pretty clear that the king's never going to necessarily be in the same place twice. But he brings you through the slums and takes you to the person that you recognize as the king. And he looks up and says, "Greetings. It is wonderful to see you again. What have you news to report?"
I'm actually here to see if you can shed light on a situation we got going.
I'm happy to help however I can.
Alright, first things first, there is a thick miasma down in the sewer. Do you have any idea if what's causing that?
To be honest, that miasma's been down there for almost ever. I don't think it's particularly malicious or intentional. I think it's a byproduct of rot, filth, and there's plenty of hazardous fungi and plants down there as well. But of course, as you are well aware, there are plenty of monsters also, but I'm no expert. I just know that it's advisable to not venture into the sewers.
Second one I got for you. Has anyone new come into town recently?
I mean, this is Novigrad after all. New faces come and go with the wind. Is there something specific you're looking for?
Something about distinctive eyes, maybe green.
Distinctive green eyes. Green eyes are not necessarily that strange, but you know, they say that there's word in the outskirts of the city that there is something of a green-eyed demon plaguing in the woods. Now, of course, this is just hearsay, and I can't say anything with full confidence, but that is how the rumors go.
So just tavern talk over a nice mug of ale. Got it.
More or less, yes. I don't personally know much more beyond that. I know it. People make up any kind of fables and myths to scare people into staying indoors or eating their vegetables, but I would encourage you to, if you think that's related to this, I encourage you to investigate, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't see the connection yet.
Yeah. Just trying to glean information, maybe think about these problems from a different angle.
Of course. Of course. Well, it's always worth considering that anytime you encounter a monster that doesn't quite fit the norm, there's usually something behind it. So, if you think it's related, I would maybe try to narrow in at the cause. May I ask why you're inquiring about this specifically? Is there information that you've gleaned from your investigation?
Nothing to really go on. So.
Fair enough. I trust your judgment. Is there anything else I can do to help?
Not at this moment. Is there anything I can do for you, though?
Well, No, you needn't worry. I'd rather keep you focused on the task at hand that I offered to you. Like I said, I am merely looking for information before you bring it to the city.
Yeah, quick question. Gort, are you, like, intentionally withholding some information from the king?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was reading that right.
Yeah. I guess go ahead and roll me deceit. That's not going to change the conversation that was had. But yeah.
That I was trying to avoid a little bit.
Yeah, well.
He is the king after all.
I'm gonna blow 2 luck points on this. Because I think the king is a bad person to get caught lying to.
Or withholding, right? As you said, withholding.
Yep. So 5d10 plus 2.
5 plus d10 plus 2.
Right, which would be a grand total of 10.
Okay.
I need to put points into deceit.
Nothing really changes. The conversation continues exactly as it was, but obviously the king still looks at you with a tone of sincerity and continues to offer you support.
Well, I thank you for your time. I'm gonna go grab me a mug of ale and see what people are whispering about.
Of course. And as always, you know how to reach me.
And then I head out.
All right, let's jump over to the bar hoppers.
I'm
All right.
filming while we walk down the street.
All right, so how are you targeting your bar? You just kind of going into each of them here and there and just kind of
So-
bumping elbows?
What I want to think about, because obviously, Chris, with the last bit of information you gave me, it was, it reminded me of a Witcher, right? Except they don't have green eyes, which is
they're also not cat eyes. Like I'll make that clear too.
Yeah, but it's still dangerous, right? There's something a little more dangerous. So I think what I'm looking for is like, I guess any tavern. Yeah, no, really any tavern just to start the search.
Yeah, if you had any like specific vibe of a tavern in mind, maybe I would recommend one like, oh, where the shady people hang out, or where all the mages hang out, or like where all the these hang out.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably know.
Yeah. Especially with the streetwise roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, with deduction, Chris, can I make an educated guess on where a good spot would be? Because I imagine it'd be kind of where like any kind of like, warriors isn't the right word, but people who are a little more,
Seedy? The seedy
yeah, I guess seedier would be good.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll deduction. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't like using deduction too much here, but I'm also want to make sure I'm, let's see. So that's 9 and.
Should I go ahead and roll my streetwise while we're
Yeah,
at
go
it?
ahead.
19.
19. Okay. So with that, we're gonna give you a +2 based on Edelmar's roll. The scene that you're basically looking for are the people who probably go in and out of the city a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking for gossips too.
I had
People
two.
that want to talk. Oh.
You what?
I added 2 from
+2. Correct.
21.
Very good. But yeah, you're looking for probably what would you call them? People who do like labor. Like you're looking for laborers who work in and out of the city walls, who go back and forth, who go to the taverns to kind of wind down instead of sitting at home sipping their wine in their libraries.
The libraries.
And as we're walking, I'm gonna look over at Jacek, and I'll say, we need to find information on those the piercing. I don't know if green is the only thing we need to worry about, but green and piercing, we need to just loosen lips as we can and learn what we can. I can listen, but as you may notice, I'm not the best conversationalist.
No worries, friend. That's what I'm here for.
Good.
Anyway, you had in mind. Anyway, you had in mind.
And then I describe, I'm looking for an area with the workers, with the people that go in and out.
You know just the place.
I've got it.
It's the tavern by the harbor, of course.
The tavern by the harbor, of course.
Specific.
I've played there a few times. Maybe.
They don't take super well through your music,
They-
but
They're not big fans, but you never know. I've been working on new material. Tonight could be the night.
they're
I
far
think
too
tonight-
serious for your jigs.
I've got some real emotional thinker pieces, all right? I mean,
Music
artists.
can be a good unwind. I only listen to the music of the woods outside.
Cool.
The
So you
birds
make your way
chirp.
to the tavern.
Mm.
Inside, you find a pretty rowdy crowd. They're, fresh after a day of hard work, so they're hitting that ale as hard as they can. They're, singing songs with each other. They're getting into the occasional fist fight, but it really stops after like 1 to 2 punches to the face. But they're not a bad crowd. Like it's not too seedy. It's just they're rough and they like to flex.
Ah, it's real lively tonight.
Good. You come here often? Doesn't
Not
seem
really.
like you're seen.
Like I
Sounds
said,
nice.
I've been here a few times, but I tend to prefer the places that'll pay me.
Some big dude just like brushes past you and kind of like shoves you a little bit like, out of the way, pretty boy.
Oh, thank you.
And then I kind of do like nothing super aggressive, but I kind of give him a shoulder check back, and I kind of give him a grunt like a.
He like stops, eyes you up and down, and gives you like a manly nod, and then keeps walking.
This is what we call courting.
This place might be okay.
Well, you're a good one to have come with.
Well, I think you'll be the better. Once we get talking, I no longer am good. And I guess what I'm searching out for, Chris, is I'm looking for just people who are trading stories, telling tales of maybe some of the horrors they've seen. Because I'm of the mind that this is something bad, right? We're talking murder, we're talking not good, and so I'm people watching, right? Because I'm not a people talker.
Okay, so we're gonna make this social etiquette.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. When you don't have
Mine
the
is
skill
good.
of intelligence thing, it's no minus, right? Just roll the raw skill.
Correct.
I will drop another luck point, I guess. Sure.
We're not making this super hard. I think DC is gonna be. We'll give it you'll get the most with 15 or higher, but I'll still give you a little something if it's below.
Yep. Okay, I will drop just one then. I will put a luck point into that because I got nothing for social etiquette.
Do I know if this is the kind of place where I could just kind of like start playing since everybody else is singing, or if I'd have to go talk to someone first?
Roll me your luck stat, just your luck.
Well, I got a 17 too, Chris, while you're doing that.
Beautiful.
I got a 7.
So the etiquette here
Oh wait,
is...
no, I'm sorry. So it's roll plus luck.
Plus your luck.
17.
Cool. So
Yeah.
the etiquette here with a place like this is if there's someone already performing, then it's obviously not
don't
cool
do
to
it.
play.
Okay.
You are lucky in that there's no one currently playing.
So I can
There's
just go
drunk
fucking
people
go do
singing,
it.
so you can become the lead. of the
Okay.
crowd. So you can reasonably busk in this location if that is your choice.
I would love to busk. My little plan is then I can get all the eyes on me, and I can look at all the eyes.
Oh, interesting.
I want to draw
here.
I want to draw attention and have everybody looking at me so I can do like.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your busking roll.
Yes. Can I try my return act? So to roll to see if I've
Yeah.
been at this venue?
And I set the DC on this, correct?
Yeah, you do.
Honestly, DC's not going to be too hard. We'll make it a 12.
Okay, and
While still on Chris, quick question. I can drink water, right? Water doesn't make my stomach upset,
what
right?
Correct.
What do I mix it with
It is your...
for this
It's that
initial roll?
skill
So
plus your whatever
to see if I've been here before.
whatever the bard skill.
Is it a bard specific skill?
Yeah, I think it should say what the associated stat is, right? Am I crazy?
For your, if it's your
Yeah.
specialty
Yeah.
skill, yeah, it'll say it under the
It's
specialty
like one of the
skill.
early ones.
So then yours is empathy.
Oh, empathy. Okay, yeah.
Oh, actually, well, okay. Each of these individual ones also specify, but it's still empathy.
13.
Okay, so you pass.
Okay, so
So
then
you
my
can get-
busking's a 12. So now I roll again when I perform.
Yes.
And my plan is I'll just like pick up whatever the people are singing
Sure.
already, just to like have them on my side.
Cool.
And defining skill is like in place of empathy, or is it
No.
empathy plus busking plus my roll?
Correct. It's
Okay.
that.
22.
22. Okay, so you make 22
Dallas?
dollars. Were they
Crowns,
orens here?
baby.
Are they
Crowns.
crowns?
Also, Chris, you
Crowns
did get
is-
a redeem DK head.
Oh, get out of here.
Just want to let you know.
Should have turned that off for this.
Yeah, you're lucky I didn't do a bean boozle.
I don't have Bean Boozleds anymore. They're gone.
Oh, shoot. No, I'm getting Chris for a summer birthday, late birthday
boy.
gift.
Okay, so you make that money, and you do get plenty of eyes. The party's having a good time. You find the right song this time around.
Sure, to get people.
To get them
Might not be
to,
one of my own, but.
But it works, and you do get plenty of eyes on you, and you do see plenty of people with green eyes, but certainly nothing that stands out.
Okay.
Edelmar, you rolled a 19, was it? Or was it
17.
17. So, interestingly, Yachek's busking is going to make this a little bit harder for you because less
sorry,
people are
bud.
talking and more people are just kind of watching the show or singing along. That being said, I think I said your ob was what 15 before. So with the busking, it reasonably raises it to 17. So you still pass.
Great.
So we're gonna say you hear chatter that of work that people are looking for to solve problems in some of the local towns nearby. A lot of, and more or less what you're hearing is that there are people that are just going missing from towns, full on disappearing and never being seen from again. There's rumors of it being called the Green-Eyed Demon who is behind it, but it's only through word of mouth of what people have seen glimpses of in the darkness the nights that people go missing. But otherwise, no one has seen what the creature is.
But they talk about the green eyes, the demon, and they don't know. They didn't say where at all, right?
Correct. I'll also give you that you do continue to hear more reports of wild animals attacking people, which doesn't happen that often. And they say that the animals ain't right.
Okay. All right. Cool. I think that demon kidnapping is good. Boy, I'm gonna, based off of the social etiquette, based on what I'm seeing, how uncommon is it here, at least? I know there's some good music going on at the moment, for someone to just kind of join in a conversation here, without it being too weird. Because we're all tough guys, right? Here,
My
for the most part,
spirit
people.
says, just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, they're all tough guys. Truly, any social circumstance you could probably like squeeze yourself into as long as you do it the right way.
Great. Well, I want to go to that table that was talking about the green-eyed demon, or to that group, and I essentially want to say, I'm because I look like a witcher, right? There's no disguising that. I know that puts me in a weird thing in all this. But I'm going to see if I can get maybe more information, because I want to take this as a job. That's going to be my way of, hopefully working around this to get more information.
Sure. So we'll say you insert yourself into one of the tables.
Yep.
What's your opening line as you approach?
Oh boy.
This sounds like a job for.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna, oh boy, this works on all the levels. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna say, I heard of the green-eyed demon myself.
The one guy who was kind of telling the story kind of is taken aback and looks at you and says, "What do you know about the green-eyed demon?"
And then I basically I point to, like, because the way the Witcher arm works, right? It kind of shows like your sigil, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could choose to have your medallion out, and
yeah, I'll bring out the medallion. I'll be like, I do know a heck of a lot about these things.
You're one of those monster hunting freaks. All right.
I clench my fist, not like in front of them, like I just kind of like one of those count to 10 kind of things, and yeah, one of those freaks. But I'm one of those freaks that can stop the kidnappings.
Sure. I mean, put your sword where your mouth is, I guess. Plenty
will.
of people out there having a hard time.
Yeah, where is this happening? Where are a lot of these people commonly getting kidnapped? Not because that's quite a foul thing.
It's plenty of the farming towns just north and east of here. They're all small communities of the like, though.
Yeah, anything.
It's not a place that big shots like yourself normally make your way to.
Well, I can still do something. I'm concerned that maybe causing more of a problem for this city too.
Sure.
So we said northeast. Yeah.
I mean, of course, once they let you through the gates, they've been closed for more than a day now. Real pain in the ass, if you ask me. The hell do they think they're doing locking us in here?
I might be able to find a way through that. That's more of amusing to myself, not like a statement to them. Anything else you've heard about this outside of them kidding? Like, is there anyone they're nabbing particularly?
Just
One missing?
people gone missing, never seen from again. Don't think anyone's ever come back so far. I mean, of course, people go missing all the time. They probably are quick to blame it all on this one thing that they saw maybe once or twice, but hey, who knows? I'm willing to believe my my cousin's husband's daughter's friend.
Yeah, you got a name for that person?
I can't remember them.
That's fair. But you said green eyes, huh?
That's what they say. I don't
Maybe
know.
some might say they're piercing.
I mean, plenty of folk around here with green eyes, especially around Skellige, but that's more.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never seen it myself.
So northeast to farming towns. Far? How far are we talking?
Not too far out. It's basically once you're in farmland, you're in the right spot.
Yeah. Any talk of drowners with them?
Nah, over there, not so much. Maybe if you go into the lake, but don't
Yeah.
go into the lake where they're drowners. That's what they always say. Then you become one. It's not good.
Yeah, you don't want that. Well, I'll grab that and we'll stop those children. Who knows? Maybe there's a couple crown in it for me.
Hey, well, good luck.
What's up?
He just wishes you luck.
Thanks. I look over at Jacek and I kind of like give a knowing, kind of nod, being like, I think I got the information that I need. But I still want to sit and enjoy the music. It's been a long time since I've gotten to hear that.
Does Jacek even notice, or are you just like too into the jams?
I see him, and then, but instead of taking it as like a I'm done, I take it as like him waving at me, and I'm like, yeah!
and the way I look at it, though, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And I think that's the information that I really need. I think that was, Jacek, really, I mean, I know it made the album a little more challenging, but I think that worked out better because there was less people focused on me talking to them. So,
Cool. All right, let's move over to the folks going over to the herbalist.
I'm gonna go take a look.
Oh, sure. He's sleeping with his head on the pillow, though.
oh, give me my nephew.
All right, so folks going over to the herbalist. The good doctor over here has a good idea of where to go. So as you approach, you notice the sounds of what sounds like shouting and screaming coming from the herbalist's shack, we'll call it.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll record that.
Loosen the crossbow as we get close.
Cool. So as you approach, you see what appears to be two thug-like guys that have kind of like this very almost clownish looking makeup on their face, pounding on the door, being like, "Get out of here! Get out and pay us what you owe, or we're gonna kill you!"
I just walk up behind him and just go, "My, that's an awful threat for against an herbalist, a person of the people, if you will."
He pulls out a long sword and shoves you back like, "Get the fuck out of here! What do you think you're doing? You got no part in this! Listen, you don't want to step to us. You fuck with us, you fuck with all of us."
I look at Reggie and I go, "Aren't people not supposed to be able to draw weapons just anytime they want in the city?"
Those are the laws.
You
Those are
think
the
we're
laws.
joking over here?
So this sounds like a self-defense thing?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
I pull
can
out
we
my
roll
crossbow
initiative?
as well.
Cool. Do we just want to jump straight into initiative?
I don't know. I just, like, from Izolde's perspective, coming from like a college and just academic background, like, the people you shouldn't be threatening are your medicinal people that like take care of the populace. At that point, no. Yeah, we're rolling initiative.
All right, beautiful. Go ahead and roll.
I'm glad as the Witcher I got to have the first little bit of combat, but then you're going to do a full-on fight.
What's initiative again? It's a D10 plus
reflex. Reflex, yes.
Okay, 15.
17.
17 and 15. All right. Cool. Ooh, actually, yeah. So one of the bandits, one of the goons, they're not necessarily bandits.
I would say we're in the middle of a town. I feel like it'd be hard to do banditry.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the stat block I pulled from, but they're thugs. One of the thugs has a crossbow, the other one has a longsword. And it sounds like there could be another person inside the, not inside the hut, but maybe on the side of the hut. Yeah, on the side of the hut. But they're not in the initiative yet. So, first one to go is going to be the guy with the crossbow. Yeah, we're going to point that gun, or that crossbow, at the other crossbow person. I think that makes the most sense. So they're going to take a shot at you.
Me?
Yes. How would you like to defend?
Dodge.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the only thing you can really do with...
You have to use your weapon for that.
Yeah.
Might want to add luck to this one.
Sure. I'll add 4 luck points, which makes it even 20.
Nice. What'd you roll?
20.
Oh, I see. Well, he absolutely fumbles. The shot goes wild. Shoots a, we'll call it like an oil lamp kind of hanging above the door, and it both the bolt and the oil lamp shatters, and now there's fire at the storefront entrance.
You fool!
Oh shit!
He fumbled real bad. All right, next up is going to be 17. So Izoldi, you're up.
I'm glad I'm not the one that fumbled today. The 8,000 times I've done it.
What an absolute fool of a took. Okay. Oh man, magic or not magic?
Yeah, does the rest of the
spells-
party know that you're magic yet?
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, Reggie
would.
definitely does.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. That's true. That's true.
Well, and didn't my my medallion didn't go off in front of.
Correct,
yeah.
because she doesn't
Not-
have any
no.
glamours.
Yep.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna start off by doing a little spear work and then cutting into. We'll go for the guy with the. I guess we'll go with the guy with the sword. I'm not impressed by the crossbowman. I don't think he's a threat because of what I just experienced. So,
Cool.
or witness. So yeah, I'll do. Is he like clad in heavy armor or anything?
He's feasibly wearing light armor. Nothing too fancy.
Okay, then I will start off with a light attack against him.
A fast attack, you mean?
Or fast attack, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. He will attempt to dodge.
That's what I attempt to do too in my life.
You did
I roll ones.
Dodge.
I roll ones. I think I've got the most ones in this group, guys. I've rolled 3 ones this session.
I have a total of 20.
You got 21.
Oh, bollocks.
That's your
Yeah.
first attack, so go ahead and take your second.
You're not magicking, right, Nathan?
What's that?
You're not magicking, right? No.
Not yet.
No, just
21.
Okay, that one hits.
Hey.
Describe the
Is
hit
that
and then roll
D10?
damage. Yeah, roll a d10 to determine location.
D10.
Oh, that's
7.
7, that is the right leg.
Okay.
We really go after legs, don't we?
We really do.
Take that, leg. Okay.
Our arms
Chris,
get
to be
broken
fair,
and we
you
go
got
after
me.
legs.
Yeah, you kind of just let me pick a spot, so.
Okay, so not too shabby. 21.
21 damage?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Pretty good.
Ow.
Well, the weapon's 46 plus 2 plus
Nice.
strength bonus.
And these are just people, they're not monsters, so it's not like,
Strength bonus?
Yeah, it's based off of your body, and I think it's either just your body or it's your body plus something. I think it's just your body. Let's see.
A mean hit. That's good. Okay, so you slash him in the leg. He goes, fuck! All right, that takes us to the guy you just stabbed. He's obviously.
I'm just spend a bonus action doing one more thing.
Oh,
Sorry.
sure. Go ahead.
Can I use
spend
the
your
other
3 stamina?
Yeah, spend 3 stamina. Can I use the other end of my spear? I'm gonna try to actually trip him, knock him down to the ground.
Ooh, sure. I believe that would just be a dodge on his part.
Yeah.
Cool. You will attempt to dodge. You're also at -3.
Yeah, but I rolled a 10.
Oh shit.
And then I rolled a 3, so that'll be the negative. So that puts me at 26 with the -3.
Okay, you successfully trip them. They are prone.
Cool. I actually don't remember what prone does in this game, but
I don't know either, really.
uncertain.
But he has to at least use his movement to stand up. And we're gonna say he uses his action to grab his sword, because when he fell, he just dropped the whole last thing. So he has to waste his whole action just getting back up. Cool. So then we're on to Reginald. It is now your turn.
Well, I think we're going to continue with the theme of crossbow on crossbow violence, so I'll go ahead and shoot the other crossbowmen with my crossbow.
Okay, go ahead and roll. He's going to attempt to dodge.
That'll be a 17, because I get +1 accuracy to weapon.
Nice. He just barely steps aside. The bolt whizzes past his chin hairs and cuts a little divot in it. And he goes, ah!
Okay, and then I'm going to spend 3 stamina for a second action just to reload.
Ooh, that's smart.
And that's my turn.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Ooh, very smart. Okay, cool. Top of the initiative, crossbow guy is going to reload his crossbow. We are now on to Isolde.
Cool. Oh man. All right, we're gonna keep going at this guy with the sword. So bashing damage, or damage that you would use to whatever they call the damage in here that you use to knock somebody unconscious with.
Mm-hmm. Non-lethal.
Non-lethal. Is it does that stack with regular damage?
So health and stamina are 2 separate pools. So non-lethal, you have to deplete their stamina for them to get knocked unconscious.
Gotcha. I think I can spend an action or spend one of my actions disarming him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll do that with my first attempt.
Okay. Disarm. You roll brawling against their dodge.
I don't have that. I'm not
Disarm
good at
with a
that.
Weapon, you can try to knock the opponent's weapon away. Grab
Boy.
the weapon with the free hand. Trying to take the weapon imposes a -3 penalty. That's fun. But yeah,
And
it's gotta be brawling for that one.
And this would still be one of my quick attacks, or is that
well,
my...
actually, hold on. Disarm. Okay, you know what? I was reading the brawling section. You can use your weapon skill for this.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll start with that.
Cool. He will attempt to dodge.
Okay, 8 plus 16, 24.
Okay, yeah. So since you weren't trying to take the weapon away, his sword just goes flying instead. Ooh, this is fun. Roll me a d10.
Uh-oh. Does it land in a fire? 4.
4. 4 sends it actually closer to you, onto your right side. So now he has to move past you in order to get it.
Cool. That crossbow guy used no, I can't. Wait, no, I have reach because of the thing. Can I reach both of them because of being a reach weapon?
Yeah, we'll say so. I mean, you can even spend your movement part of your turn to move close enough, even if they are slightly out of reach.
If you're cool with it, I think this game is like you have to move and then attack is kind of how they handle things. I could be wrong.
I guess I mean, you could still position yourself before you attack the first time to be in a good enough spot. Like they're not so far away to where I'll call shenanigans on that.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. Then with the second attack, I think I'm going to trip the crossbow guy.
Okay, go ahead and roll, and you're at -3.
Oh boy. Okay, 4 minus 1, so that's 1 plus 16, so 17.
Yep, you successfully trip him. We'll even say the bolt comes bouncing out of the crossbow.
Cool.
This crossbowman, no good, very bad day.
You spent the stamina to do that, correct?
Was that part of the quick attack? Like, are you using a quick attack, or is that a secondary?
Those aren't quick attacks. Those are full actions.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'll spit it.
Yeah, fast strikes only happen with strikes, and that's it.
But that does me.
Cool. All right, that takes us over to guy that you disarmed. He's going to instead try to charge at you with a charge. He doesn't have a weapon out. He's just trying to knock you over.
Nathan, I'm glad you said something about that extra melee bonus, because I think I missed that for my strikes in general.
Melee bonus?
Well, you know, you said you did more damage because of your body.
Oh yeah.
I found the table for it on page 48 for the melee attacks, and I should have been adding like a +4 to all of my damage rolls, which may have made a big difference on a lot of my stuff. I just didn't realize that was a thing on top of like the damage your weapon does.
Yeah, it's melee combat is the way to go in this game. Like,
yeah, because I'm
just
assuming
100%. It's so good.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, it won't work for my crossbows or anything like that, but like for my sword, for an extra +4 damage, Jesus. Again, guys, if you're doing melee combat, page 48, there's a nice little table there. It's not the same thing that's factored into your punches and kicks. This is literally for your melee stuff.
Zoldy, what was your defense?
Oh, sorry, I didn't roll. I rolled a 10. And then I rolled a 1. Okay, well, 11 plus 27.
Yeah, you successfully dodge. He goes to like shoulder check you with like charging toward you with his shoulder at you, and you just fully just sidestep him, and he just kind of stumbles forward like a stupid
sidestep, flourish with the spear. Anybody ever see Samurai Champloo?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Do you remember the blind spear woman?
Oh, she was awesome.
She's the inspiration for this character.
Okay. All right, Reginald, it is now your turn.
So the other crossbowman is now on the floor, bolt out of the crossbow, right?
That is correct. He's in a pretty sad state.
What? Because my idea of what to do here would be essentially just to hold him at gunpoint, so to speak, of walking up, putting a boot on the crossbow that's on the ground while pointing at him with close range with mine, just to kind of hold him in place.
Go ahead and roll and intimidate.
Okay. That is not a skill I'm good with.
Prone. When knocked prone, you take a -2 to your attack and defense rolls until you take the move action to stand up. After standing, you can take your remaining action to move as far as you normally would have.
So
What
that would
is
be
intimidate under?
will.
Empathy.
14.
Oh, that makes sense.
14? He just like looks at you wide-eyed, hands out and just goes, "Please, no, don't shoot me. I'll go. I'll leave. I don't want any more part of this. I didn't mean it."
I'll probably like kick away the crossbow and just kind of like jerk it away to signal like get lost type thing.
Get lost.
Cool. Yeah. If you let him get up, he just like bolts.
Yeah, I let him do that.
And then seeing the his friend bolt, the sword guy, also just reaches down, grabs a sword, and just runs off.
I'd give him the because the sword was closer to me. You said, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So you could like just step on the sword and be like, no.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So he reaches for it, you do that, and he goes, and then runs away.
Yeah, because I did the same thing with the guy's crossbow. Like I had a boot on his crossbow.
You also go ahead, both of you, roll me awareness.
Yeah, sounds good.
You're going to jail. I hope I'm kidding.
17.
5 plus 2, 7 plus 10, 17.
Ooh,
Actually,
perceptive boys at the same area.
What you see is what I see. What I see is what you see. What do we see? Nothing. Damn it.
17 is what you guys got?
Yes.
Actually, you don't see anything. Wow, I didn't expect it to go that way. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
That's a little scarier.
That's
when you're
always
like,
a little intimidating when
Yeah.
it's like,
You hear a rustle in the side of the building, but you don't see anything else. Once
What's
you
that? Oh, nothing. Okay.
Let's keep walking it.
Front of the building's on fire, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
And
is bad news bear.
You hear screaming from the inside of like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my shop! What am I gonna do? Help!"
I mean, it's only been like one round of combat since the fire started, right?
Yeah. So really,
So it's reasonable that we could like pull out towels or something to just like stamp it out.
yes, it is on the
Yeah.
walls, so you kind of have to pat it out too. But it's an oil fire, so fortunately the oil's still mostly the part that's burning. But you know the wood is at this point starting to catch. Yeah, I guess what skill do you want to roll to try to staunch the fire?
Survival, maybe?
Wilderness survival would make sense.
Yeah,
Fire out a
I
lot.
suppose wilderness survival would make the most sense.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that one.
All right.
Are we rolling together? And how does this work? Each roll?
Each roll, I'm just gonna set a DC for a DC health pool, basically, for the
two
fire.
combined.
Yeah.
That works.
So I crit on it, so that gives me a
Nice.
31.
Jesus Christ.
I got a 10 and a 7, and I got a 4, and I have a passive 14.
You did the impossible. I mean, I think you got it.
Reginald, you have like
I got an 18, and you crushed it.
what would you
You're
call
like,
it?
you spit out into
It's
the fire.
something I'm
Like-
good at, and you just
Yeah.
wrecked it.
Like, you know how like there's base powder to negate acid? You've got just
Yeah.
like a thing that suffocates fire. You just like
Yeah.
fart it out onto the fire.
You
Meanwhile,
farted out.
Isolde's just like trying to pat it down, and you're just like, boop, and the fire's pretty much good to go. And
I
it's
could
done.
use magic, but
Yeah.
it just didn't seem right here.
Yeah, I mean, no reason to draw any unwanted attention more than we already had.
You just rolled a 31. I think every person in the world is looking at your accomplishment right now.
Yeah, I feel like we have
Hopefully
not
no
done
one
a
else-
good job of being discreet so far.
Yeah. Well,
Cool. So the fire's out. Still a little bit of like smoke in the air and inside the building. You hear her coughing inside.
Oh, yeah. Like the smoking and
so I'll knock on the door saying like, "Can you open the door? It'll help cut out some of that smoke."
Yeah, you hear the like bar against the door slide open, and then the door swings and a bunch of smoke just plumes out. And she comes like stumbling through the smoke too, like waving her hand in front of her face, like.
I'll probably take a quick peek inside just to make sure the fire didn't spread inwards without us realizing.
You take a peek inside, and you don't see any fire. She looks up at you as Oldie. She's young, very pretty, You know what? I'll hold off on describing her. Because Reginald turns around, and this is a face that you recognize. In fact, you've been looking for this person for quite some time. This is your dear long-lost
Elvira?
Elvira.
What?
Never would you have expected her to be in a place like this, yet here she is.
What?
She turns and sees you. Reggie?
Elvira? For backstory, the way that me and Reginald know each other is because of this person.
Oh
Yes.
shit! So she knows both of you.
The way that I was playing it is she was a little older than me, like in school, so she was actually like a teacher's assistant for one of my classes.
Ah, boy, that's even more perfect.
Yeah, so we actually like knew each other pretty well back in the day.
Reginald, please describe how she looks.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I ever came up with a description. I'm gonna say red-haired, a little bit on the longer side, but not to the degree that would interfere with her being to work. A little bit on the shorter side, not thin, but not fat. Probably more a little bit thick set. Eyes
Healthy.
are brown. And just a little dusting of freckles.
Nice. Yeah, she looks at both of you.
Question: how big is her boobs?
Proportional? I mean,
Come on, someone had to make
It's
that
these
joke.
setting size, yeah. Right.
All right, and she looks at both you, Reginald, and says, "Reggie and Zoldy, what? Thank you. What? How
What
did
are you doing here?
I've been running a little herbalist shop trying to lay low. Did not expect to see you two here. I went to
Yeah,
Novigrad to kind of sit where some of the other mages were, but I was trying to keep things low key. Wow.
So this is the opposite.
I mean, I'm glad to know that you. Yeah, I'm glad to know you're safe, but you couldn't send a letter to me.
I didn't know where to find you anymore. You kept moving around every time I looked.
Well, I mean,
I
So
kept going back to Oxenfurt to see if you'd show up there, but I don't know, especially with tensions rising against mages right now, I kind of decided to try to stay as low-key as possible. Not all the mages here do that, but...
well, I'm glad you're safe.
Thank you. Wow.
This is wild. I say as I like put the crossbow and the sword to the side, and then I start scraping at the dirt on the ground to cover up the blood trail that this guy left behind, because I did have him in the leg.
Please come in. I'll open some windows. Do you want some tea?
Yes, sure, that would be lovely.
Cool. So she sets you inside, opens all the windows, tries to like fan the lingering smoke out of here, puts a teapot on some fire, and within minutes has some nice steeping, we'll say some very floral tea for the two of you.
I thank her for the tea, and I go, so, staying low. Have you just not been practicing then?
Not much. Not these days. I'm kind of just sitting and watching, but I thought I'd put some of my alchemy skills to use and at least still provide a service. I ended up over here because I thought it'd be a little bit more obscure, but did not expect thugs to be dealing or pestering me left and right. This gang in particular is a real pain in the butt.
They mentioned some sort of debt.
Well, it's one of those you pay for their protection or you're not protected from them, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So I'm trying to be steadfast and not pay them because I don't need their protection, and yet here they are. You kind of saw the boiling point of it, but now I'm afraid it'll only get worse.
I mean, it was gonna get worse no matter what.
Yeah. Well, in here I thought thugs would mostly be preying on the people with actual money, but seems I was wrong.
See the money.
Is this one of the more prominent gangs in this area?
Oh yes. There's they call them the, what the hell do they call them? The something four. There's four major gangs in this city. They go by the cut-ups. They wear this stupid clown makeup. I don't know why, it doesn't do anything. But they're a bunch of idiots, I can tell you that much.
Well, way I see it is you have a couple options. You move, or you maybe side with one of the other gangs for protection against this one, and then you can say that this little altercation today was because of that. You basically put the war on their front instead of getting yourself involved. Or, I don't know, you come with me when I leave.
I'll think about it. It's easier said than done to move from place to place. I can't do that quite as easily as some. I'm just trying to make
Even
something a
you
little bit more stable.
sedentary folk.
Well, not all of us mages want to go out and do crazy things. Sometimes the quiet is nice.
Not so quiet.
I look at Reggie and I look at her and I go, should I go somewhere else so you two can catch up? Or I think I'm just gonna go.
I probably would look at her and just kind of like, not quite sure where we stand at this point, because we've kind of been estranged from each other a few years. I guess essentially going in circles around each other.
Mhm.
If she's been checking Oxenfurt and just never seeing me.
And I think, and you can kind of tell that she's sort of in a similar place of like, obviously interested in reconnecting, but not exactly sure where the two of you sit. But she's kind of making the forward move to sort of invite you to sit and chat and catch up. Like she wants to at least know what you've been doing and how your life has been, and wants to hear your stories.
Yeah, so I probably would turn to Azoldi. It's like maybe a few minutes at least.
Yeah. I need to feed Wolf anyway.
So
Yeah,
I
what the
probably
heck's
would.
Wolf been doing?
He's just laying back.
Yeah. He's also in the tub. You're just gonna go back to your room and it's gonna smell like nothing but wet dog. We'll say that some time passes. You get to spend some time catching up with Elvira in whichever way seems appropriate to you. Whether it's just chit chat over tea or a smooch. I'll leave that to be your choice.
Mhm.
And we'll say, I guess, how long do you want to? When would you like to reconvene on this? She does ask you, at least at some point, like, why did you come here? Like, is there something that you were trying to do?
I probably would not hide anything from her.
Okay, so she knows that you were trying to make potions specifically for
the miasma in the sewers. Yes.
I can help you. I absolutely have the stuff. I have some recipes. I'm more than happy to just make you a couple of potions. How many do you need?
Well, there are 5 of us in the group. Would they be like passive potions that would fade over time, or would they be more useful if someone was overcome?
What I can make you is called Mongoose. It basically will protect you from all sorts of poisons for about 30 minutes. It won't clear your system of existing poison, but it will stop you from getting poisoned in the first place.
How difficult are they to make? I'm not sure how long we would be spending down in the sewers.
Not the easiest, but not the hardest. It honestly is fine. It's the volume of ingredients that makes it a little bit troublesome. But it takes 30 minutes per to make a batch. So I can easily have these ready for you by tomorrow.
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. I have enough for about 5.
Yes.
I could maybe make you double that if you help me get some ingredients, but I guess that's up to you.
Yes, if you want to tell me the ingredients, I could maybe go get to another herbalist shop.
Sure. She writes down a list of 3 types of ingredients that you need 2 of each. So
Okay.
6 total ingredients is what you would need.
Okay. Are they like common ingredients or?
Let's double check. Okay, so the first one is the vertical or diagonal slash, and that away. That is poor availability for rebus types of substances. We've got the V, that is slightly easier. It's the aether type of ingredient. And then we have the other triangle, and that one is also not super easy unless you're willing to kill dogs.
Fulgur.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Unfortunately,
require-
Rebus can use drowner brains if you want to go collect them from the morgue.
That seems like a real bad idea when we straight up told them bring all the guards.
Yeah.
And I can't use the common ingredients from the group because Rebus has like celandine.
Celandine you could absolutely find. They would have that in town pretty easily. So Rebus, you're pretty much good on aether. The easiest one you would have to get would be Gennadiia petals, which is poor availability, but yeah.
For aether, you said?
For aether, yeah.
No, it would be the berbercane fruit.
That one's
Which
in
is
mountains and
common.
swamps.
Oh, okay. So it has to be local.
Yeah, I mean, you could still potentially find it because it's, like you said, it's common availability, but since you're not in that type of region, it's going to be less common by nature.
Okay.
And then Fulgur, yeah, most of that's pretty tough to get, except for dog tallow, which is common. Although I guess you can get it from wolves, and there's plenty of wolves in the area, so you could probably get some wolf
And a
tallow.
specific wolf.
It's always like, don't even.
We need a donation, Wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf's like, I can only
That's
provide
where-
one
that's where
unit.
2 party members killed each other simultaneously.
Well, one party member killed the other one because the other one was a doctor and easily killed.
And all it took was one flick of magic, and I was dead. And there's
Yeah, it's a very one-sided combat, I would think, if it got serious. So yeah, I think I would go to the next closest herbalist shop just to see if I can get a hold of some of these ingredients.
Sure. Does Zaldi do anything in this time?
I mean, we came here to get the potion, so that's accomplished. I think at that point, really, it is just a matter of catching up with the NPCs back at the shack and be like, okay, cool, good talking to you. I'll grab Wolf and we'll. I think we're ready to meet up. Is that kind of where we're feeling?
Yeah. It's starting to get a little bit late, so if y'all are going to be going back to City Hall to loot and pillage, you're getting close to that hour.
I think my character, rather than going to City Hall, would probably help Alvira with the potions, just as combination of it is a specialty of mine and catching up with, my lover. So
Cool. That makes sense. Go ahead and roll me your luck stat at its current value.
At my current value?
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, I burned 4 of them earlier, so I'm just adding the leftover I have, right? To
Correct.
a D10 roll.
Correct.
14.
Okay, that was actually the exact number I had in my brain for getting everything. So you do find reasonable availability of everything.
Including the Berbercane fruit?
Yes.
Okay, because that'll save me a little bit of money on that.
Yes. So do you want to buy enough to make 6 more so that y'all have basically 2 potions each?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 6 more or 5 more?
Oh, 5 more, sorry. I don't know why I
Yeah.
thought 6.
Unless Elvira suddenly joins the party.
No. I mean, I guess unless
Yeah.
you like try to get her to. But...
I would not try and convince her
Cool. So
if she did not seem interested.
So I'll let you do the math to calculate how much this all costs, but you do find Celadine 5 units each. The quantity that's listed is for if you forage, so you'd have to buy like 1 per. At least I'm pretty darn sure that's true. Because otherwise, you just get an insane amount. Yeah, so... Do you think you have enough money?
If they're like 8 apiece and I need 5, then no.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at it, it'd be 40 for the Celadine, 45 for the Berbercane fruit, and I'm already over budget, and that's not including the 50 for the dog tallow.
Okay. So then, do you want to purchase up to what you can afford, or do you want to ask the party for help?
Maybe I dip into the Bank of Isolde again. Take out another 150 loan.
I mean, at this point, if it's for each of us, if we want to do a party pool and just have everybody pay for their own potion.
I don't have a ton of dough. I got.
How much is it per person?
Per person, it's gonna be 8 plus 9 plus 10, so 17 gold.
Oh, that's
Times
fine.
2, because you need 2 of each.
Yes, so 34 gold.
I got 20.
So happy for you, Tony.
So many people in this crew is really banking on this payday.
I can donate my 20. I can only make up 20 of it.
I have 80.
I've got 61, so I could
Those
cover.
can pay it off.
Yeah, I could help.
Okay, so it was 34 per person total?
34 per person.
778.
I think you're good.
Yeah, so I would cover the remainder for Eldamar. So I'll do 48. So he only has to do 20.
And now you're broke.
Cool.
Oh,
So
yeah,
everyone,
yeah.
make sure you deduct the 34 except for Edelmar.
I
You should
deduct
just
20.
deduct everything.
And I'm broke again. Because
Okay.
I need bolts.
Yes, the 4 adventurers and a guy who keeps borrowing money from us.
Go ahead.
Once I kill that
and-
green-eyed thing,
I feel like we're getting close to the 5 adventurers, 3 of which are in debt.
That is a powerful storytelling tool, though. So
Truth.
I'm in the weird thing of like I could just straight up like stop doing this and just work as a doctor for like a week and get my stores back up. If
Yeah,
I
I
was really
could just
desperate.
busk a couple of nights and I'll be good.
I have to get lucky and find monsters that people are willing to pay me for.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you're staying on the couch until a job comes through.
You should have picked up sewing or something.
what's up?
So
Yeah,
you should have picked
marketable.
up sewing.
The Witcher does not have very marketable skills.
I do embroidery. I have like little glasses I put on. And I just sit there like.
cool. Reginald, please roll me your alchemy, and we're gonna give you a +4 because she is helping you.
So +4, that'll be 7 plus 6, 13 plus 9, 22.
22. You actually get another +2 because you have the diagram in front of you, which is
Okay,
very
so that'll be
good.
24 then.
Trying to figure out. Oh, this has a DC here, but they don't have the DC in the freaking. Oh, they do have a DC. Okay. Yeah, you're golden. Cool. you spend the night with her and make potions.
Yeah, you do. You dirty.
Making magic.
dirty.
All that up.
There's a lot of time left percolating in which you don't need to be doing anything else. So
The entire time you're hanging out with her late at night, I'm reading her mind. No, I'm kidding.
backdoor.
As you're sitting there waiting for ingredients to infuse, you just stare silently at each other for hours.
The tension.
Yeah.
Will they, won't they? I need to know! Okay, we're gonna jump over to the crew as they reconvene. So Izoldi, Gort, and Edelmar, and Jacek, y'all meet up again. It is time for the great heist of City Hall. So how do we want to approach this?
Who's good at this? Are any of us good at this?
Well,
Anyone got
minus-
stealth?
I have stealth.
Nope.
It's not amazing, but I have stealth. Yeah.
Okay, that's a start.
I'm probably gonna be our best bet because base I have before any rolls are even made, I've got 14 as my base, my passive stealth.
Okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
right. I don't have any stealth, so
Yeah,
Not
I'm,
me.
have the key, but the
I would
twist-
literally be rolling a d10 plus 1.
So am I going in by myself? Is that
I
what's
just be
happening
rolling a
here?
D10 plus. Well, whatever. Yeah, maybe. What's my?
I just got the D10, so
So
10
it's
plus
just
7.
me, huh? So I'll just be like, all right, guys, I got this. Hang out.
I feel
around.
like. Well, okay. I do have education, so I feel like I would be able to know what it was, like identify
Sure,
the
absolutely.
thing.
I mean, that was the role I made Gort do to try to locate.
Yeah,
So
that's what
maybe
I'm
I
worried
come
about.
with.
Yeah, because I don't have education. I can do deduction, but I don't have education. So
Yeah, I could come with to be like yes, this is the kind of thing we need.
And I would recommend to our other two. Now, I don't know that you're a magic user. I don't think as old because we haven't really talked through this, right? We don't really know all the stuff about each other, right? I'm assuming.
I don't think that you've seen me do magic yet.
Cool. And you haven't freely given out that you're a mage, right? I doubt you would with the climate of magic.
Yeah.
The Witcher, where you can just see it on me. So okay. Well, I'm gonna make a recommendation then. I'm gonna say, all right, guys, if we're doing this, which it sounds like we need to, if you guys can, sounds silly to say it now, but stand guard, keep an eye out. I'm still concerned about that green-eyed demon.
oh, speaking of, I heard some rumors about that.
Yeah, me too. What'd you hear?
There's a green-eyed demon in the forest outside of town.
Oh, I heard it was northeast, but you heard out of town? Reliable source?
Borderline royalty.
So borderline reliable.
I'm not gonna ask why, but that might be true. That makes things easier. We'll talk about that later. That's not now. We need to get those plans. Let me get some money.
So City Hall's a second floor, like a 2-story building,
Well, the restricted
Yes.
area is the second floor.
Yes.
which is where we want to go. Are there any windows in that, on that second floor where the restricted area is?
Yes, they are shuttered, but there are windows.
I mean, we have
Maybe.
keys. We can just walk right in.
Well,
You'll still have to stealth through. Is there a way to? Would it be easier for you to climb in and then use the keys to get through that door?
I guess
For
the
what
question
it's
is,
worth, you still have to stealth if you're going to scale a building.
what would the roll be for scaling a building?
So,
That's athletics.
I can cast Earth and Pillar, which creates a 6 or a 2 meter size pillar, so I can boost you 6 feet up.
It's not terrible. The
I don't know how
consideration
much
here
of
is that it
Not
was at
stealthy.
least like we're gonna roughly put it at about 12 feet tall room. Like it was like a grand entrance kind of setup. Hence the dual staircases kind of curling around wrapping around.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I think you guys will draw less attention just opening the front door and quietly walking in versus.
Yeah, I think stealthing is going like that is probably gonna be our best bet. Yeah, it's okay. So I guess here's the plan. Unless you guys see it different. Gort and Izoldi, keep an eye out if anything weird happens.
Yeah, I hold out my loot. If anything's coming, play my loot, but don't break it. I swear to God.
I'm gonna look at her. I'll be like, you may want him. Excuse me. I'm like, you may want to give that to Izoldi.
You don't want to give that to me. What? No.
I don't know. Gort jumped in a hole earlier, and I'm just
I
mean,
can't
I'm trusting it
take
with
it
wolf.
inside.
Okay, I'll put it on the side or something. Why would you?
No
Why
one
did you bring your
told us
loot to
there
a
was my
stealth mission?
asthma.
What's up?
No one
We
told
were
us
just
it
at
was
the
my
tavern.
No. But just you tend to, which is good. We need someone who's gonna jump first because it keeps the action moving. So
Izoldi grabs the loot from you like she's holding like a baby, which she
That's
also
right,
wouldn't know
very
what to do
good.
with. It's just like, what do I do now?
No, that's fine. Just be careful like that. Perfect.
Cool. I'm gonna have Wolf hide in the wings, and we're gonna watch the entrance. And I'm going to use some of my clothes. I have a cloak, basically, hide my face.
Cool. So Izoldi is basically watching guard.
Yeah. And of course, you're like, if anybody tries to enter and we have to do something about it, let's try to just pacify them and not actually hurt a person.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gort, are you also kind of standing out front too?
Yep.
Yeah, I think less people is better.
Okay.
yeah, I think with we're already, because none of you guys really have stealth, right?
No.
No.
So I D10 plus 1. There couldn't be a worse thing.
Yep. Nope. It's cool.
Okay, so Edelmar and Jacek are stealthing in.
Mm-hmm.
Jacek is leading the stealth, or is it Edelmar leading the stealth?
I'm leading the stealth.
Yeah.
Okay, Jacek, I want you to roll stealth first.
Okay.
Luck if you have it.
Yeah, look.
I'm mostly making sure you don't fumble.
Oh, I did not fumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you do not damage the situation. Edelmar, go ahead and roll me the primary stealth check.
Yeah, I'm still gonna throw some luck points. I don't have a lot left here, so I guess
Can
I'll
I
just
throw
sink
luck at
one.
him?
Nope.
Oh.
I will sink one luck point. Because every +1 may make a difference. We'll see.
It refreshes at the beginning of the next session, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Maybe
I guess I can use 2. Yeah, I'll go for broke.
you're like +1, +2. I'm like 5, 10.
I only have 5 luck points altogether, okay? I don't got a lot. Alright. Let's do this. So I'm gonna throw in 2 luck points. Boy, let's... Oh, sure, could have been worse. That's good. It wasn't a 1, so I'll take that. That's 7. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. 14, 16, 20.
Okay. You successfully infiltrate the building. You go inside the front entrance, past the welcome desk. Obviously, there's no one there. You go inside the main staircase and go up the stairs. As you start going toward the stacks number 1 door, you notice that the locks are like only half repaired. So the door kind of doesn't want to just like discreetly unlock and move without too much of a fuss.
Even with the key?
Even with the key, it still kind of cracks as it opens because it's still broken.
Okay.
But you do unlock it, so you don't break it further. It's just in bad shape. You do hear someone downstairs, and you look over the railing and you see someone kind of walking around with a lamp. They don't seem to have noticed, but there is someone in the building just kind of keeping a watch on things.
Okay, I'll kind of like pantomime over to Jacek that, there's... I guess Jacek can see this though too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So, awesome. Well, I think it's time for us to be careful. So at this point, since I'm not the one looking for the stack, I'm gonna keep an eye out. So while Jacek does their search.
Cool.
Yeah, so I use Gore's intel
Yes.
to go to the stack, and then I can do my education roll.
Yeah, go ahead and roll education. We're going to give you +4 for the info that Gort gave you.
Yay!
Gort is the man. Well, the dwarf.
21.
Okay. It doesn't take too much time. You do have to kind of flick through the paperwork a decent bit, but you find a city diagram of the sewer system. Nice.
What I would like to do, if we can, I don't know if we can because there's a person, but like relock the
Oh, sure.
secret thing, and then like leave the keys back at the desk where I found them.
Sure, sure.
And obviously we won't be able to relock the front door, but just to be like, oh, maybe when Oro comes to work tomorrow, he's like, I don't remember them being there when I left. I couldn't find them, but they are here, and like think he's a scatterbrain.
Sure, sure.
So I just like want to leave him there.
Cool. So we're going to jump over to Gort and Isolde. The two of you are standing outside. You do at least catch a couple of glimmers of light flashing on the first floor of the inside. You kind of catch it through windows, but you don't see anyone specifically. So you know someone's in there patrolling. But as you're just kind of standing there, some random drunkard on the street just kind of stumbles past you, stops and looks up at the two of you like, "Oh, would you look at these fucking people just standing here? What are you doing? Hey! Hey!
Smoking a pipe.
What are you doing? Can I have some? What are you doing up there? Hey!" He just kind of shambles toward you like, "Hey, you guys are pretty cool over here. City Hall, look at all this fancy stuff." He's making a lot of noise and kind of
Yeah.
drawing attention to the two of you.
I kind of give Isolde a glance as a want me to take care of this.
I give you a look that says, "Let me try something first." I pull out 5 crowns and I go, "Hey, buddy, why don't you go buy yourself another drink?"
Oh shit! Okay, what I gotta do? You want to roll dice on this? He pulls out some dice, like, okay, and he drops them on the ground,
Oh no.
and they just start bouncing all over the place. Like, ah, shit, my dice! And he's just like, ah, fuck, and like reaching around trying to grab them. Like, help me out here! They don't stop moving. What are they made of?
What are they? I think at this point, Isolde is actually cracking up a little bit, and then gives Gort to look like, "I tried.
War is yours.
Handing the baton.
I hand him another 5 crowns and I go, "Buy yourself another set of dice. Get out of here."
It's like, no, these ones are special. They're my lucky dice. You don't understand. That's why they're so slippery.
I'm gonna help gather the dice.
Okay, you help gather up the dice.
Then I hand them to him.
Aw, you're a real one, you. He puts his arm around your shoulder like, come on to the bar with me. I want to treat you to a round with these 5 crowns I found on the ground.
Glare at him, and in a very low, menacing voice, I go, "Beat it!
What do you say?
Beat it!"
Do you want to roll Intimidate?
Yes, I do. Cause
All right.
that's what I should have done beforehand. Why try to convince someone you're looking for a bathroom when you can intimidate them?
Into needing one?
Yep.
What'd you get?
I believe a 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's drunk, we're going to say that just barely succeeds. He goes, whoa, I'm not looking for a fight. I'll get out of your hair. Man, oh man, these dwarves, they're so mean to me. I just want to make friends. And he shambles away. Drops his dice again, but kind of chases it down the street.
Oh my god. This guy.
Sounds like me on a normal night of gaming. Great.
Lols.
Go ahead, both of you roll me an awareness check.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I put points into this today.
That's good. Did you have none before?
I had nothing in awareness before. Now I have a 2.
That's
Yeah.
dude. Better
I'm
than
spending
nothing.
3 luck on this.
How do 10s work again?
They explode and you roll again, and you add that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, guys. 3. I keep rolling 3s today. 3 plus 3 plus 12. So say 18. Yeah, 18.
Nice.
26.
Holy shit. So, Azoldi, you definitely noticed that, you know, with the shamblings of this drunkard, kind of, you see some of the city guard noticing the drunk, not necessarily the two of you, but he did definitely bring some foot traffic toward you, but so far you're in the clear. Gort, on the other hand, you notice the guy with the lantern on the inside of the building peeking through the window looking at the two of you like, the fuck is happening out here?
I think we've been spotted. There's a person behind us looking through a window. Act natural.
Oh, okay. I look at you, Gordon, I go, that guy was crazy. This guy's crazy. I'm gonna go have another drink at the bar. How are you feeling, buddy?
I'm gonna walk behind the building and, take a week. Maybe sit down for a minute for some fresh air.
All right. I would like the two of you to roll me Deceit.
Yeah. Deceit. I actually don't know.
Act natural. Both of them just pretend they're drunk.
I mean,
I believe in you guys. You got
Perfect.
this.
Well, I rolled a 1, so
Oh, no.
it did explode into a 2, luckily. So -2 plus 16, so 14.
okay.
I'm spending 2 luck on this.
Ooh.
So it is a d10 plus 5 plus 2. So 15.
Okay. We're gonna cut quickly over to Edelmar and Jacek. So the two of you get the dock. You go outside back into the second floor hallway. You lock the door behind you. You go and turn to face to go down the stairs, and you notice that guy that was patrolling, he's peering out the windows, like scratching his head, kind of holding the lantern at the window, and he's just kind of standing there looking confused. But he's not moving, he's blocking your way out. Like at this point, if you try to go through the front doors,
Yeah, like
you'll
can't
literally
leave.
walk past him.
Yeah. So look around for another way out.
Yeah, we need to find our way out. So there's got to be another way, right? We have no, that's plans of the sewer. That's not plans of this building. Yeah, we need to go a different way because I don't have a way of tricking this guy. Oh, is he the only person in this area?
As far as you can tell.
Ooh, that's a bad idea. No, I'm not going to persuade him. That's not good. That magic killer. No, it'll be worse. Yeah, let's find another route out.
I guess awareness?
Let's see.
Roll architecture.
I mean, all right, here's the deal. I could roll my magic to persuade him to move out of the way, but that is going to cause more problems once we lower it. I don't know how much he remembers, or if he'll remember us, because it's, we have to talk to him, so I don't think that's a great idea.
If he never sees you and you issue the command, he might not know who cast the magic on him.
So, like, I was reading how the spell, how Axie works for this, and it just says they roll resist magic, but it sounds like it's in place of persuasion.
Yes.
So, like,
that's accurate.
so it's not like a control spell where I'm just like move, It'd be like a persuasion thing. So I don't think that's gonna do what I want it to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to. No, casting fire would not be good. I was gonna maybe cast like outside, maybe get him run out, or like throw a fire somewhere else, but that's also not smart. So yeah, let's find my way out. What do we need to roll to do anything like that, Mr. Chris?
So I would say either awareness will help you find doors that could lead out, or education will tell you or maybe deduction actually would tell you the logical way out. Because it's all about what have you been paying attention to with the rooms that you've gone through.
Yeah,
Have
I'm
you
not against that.
seen
Jen,
another
do you
way
have
out?
deduction? If
No,
not,
I don't.
Okay,
So
I
I'll
do.
probably stick to awareness.
So how does this roll work, Chris?
One of you takes lead on the roll, and then we'll go
And for
face down.
deduction, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess that would be that would be I.
Yep.
So I just roll
So
my
should I
base.
roll first then, since I'm
No, we're just gonna base it
Just
off
Tony.
of deduction.
okay?
Just off of deduction. Okie dokie. Oh God,
Sorry,
please
folks.
be okay.
Kicking in.
All right, let's see what I minus because I fumbled. It's good.
No.
I'm having a great day.
Oh.
Oh boy. Question for you, Chris.
You can't go negative.
Sure. But if you roll a 10 on the second roll,
It keeps exploding.
so it explodes backwards more.
It sure does.
Now, that just do like just the 10 is my base, right? Because the one tells
Correct.
me explodes. I don't add those
Correct.
together, right? Okay.
Yes.
So it's, but the 10 though, I do add to the next one,
Yes.
right? So like I
Yes.
roll the 10, whatever that
Yes.
exploded with. So that's a 4. It's 14.
Minus 14.
Yeah, minus. Yeah, that is. Yeah, minus 14. So I'm at a base 1 because I would go into a negative 1 at that point because my base is 13.
So you're at 1.
Technically, yeah, because I can't go. I guess 0 is better because I.
I think you can't go lower than 1 total.
Okay, then 1. Yeah, 1 is where.
Cool. So there's only 2 logical ways out: the front door
Mhm.
or the windows.
The windows on the first floor.
Either,
Or like-
but to get to the windows downstairs, you're gonna have to go past this guy. He's literally looking out of one of those windows.
I can always grapple him and knock him out.
You see him kind of walk over. He looks like he's kind of moving to go out the front door, and realizes
Yeah, I was gonna
that
say-
the door is unlocked.
Yeah,
He's
we're gonna
like,
lock the
"Wait
window.
a second."
We're gonna go back up the stairs. We're at the second floor window. How high is the second floor? How's falling damage?
Well, I said you were at least 12 feet up, so that's let's see, a meter's about 3 feet, right? So we're looking at about 4 meters.
When does damage
I have
start becoming a
rope.
problem?
You take a d6 of damage for every 2 meters, basically.
Shit.
Armor does soak it, weirdly enough, which I think makes no sense, but
Yeah. If we look out the
Yeah.
window, do we see if there's anything we can scale down, like climb down versus like jump?
Yeah, if it's just jump down. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's certainly like, it's like stone walls, so you could kind of, it's not easy, but you could feasibly scale down the stone walls.
Let's do it.
In my head, I'm thinking my calluses aren't meant for this.
Good thing you have them though.
All right, we're gonna go back to Isolde and Gort.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
You see the light in the window disappear,
That is my 4th one today.
and then you hear a door open that's moving toward you.
Okay.
Sounds like he's approaching you.
Well, I did say I shrouded myself. I mean, the bar is right there. Like, there's a tavern, like, basically right there.
I mean, it's a big town square, so it's not like right there, but like
Close enough.
half a block away, you could kind of see where people are gathering.
Okay. I mean, that's if he's going to start approaching, I'm just gonna walk away
Okay,
and start going toward the tavern anyway.
cool. Gort, what are you doing?
I am also walking away. However, based on what I had said earlier, I am walking the opposite way of Azoldi.
To go pee in the building.
Nice. You hear the front door open as you are kind of walking away, and you just kind of hear him murmur to himself, "What the hell is happening over here?" He closes and locks the door and goes back inside, and we're going to jump back to Jacek and Edelmar. So you're going out the window, huh?
If they go out the window, is it like can either of us see the window open up?
Since you guys went in two different directions, actually, I want you to roll luck each at your current values.
Wait, roll luck at the current value?
So if you've spent luck points, whatever you have left. So just roll a d10
roll a
then.
D10 though. And then you add 0.
So I rolled an 8 plus my luck of 4, so 12.
Gotcha.
I had 0 luck, so don't roll.
No, you do roll. You just roll a d10.
You just add 0. Yeah, it's just a raw roll.
Yeah.
What do I do if it explodes?
Roll again. And
Roll
add it.
again.
Awesome.
Good.
15.
Hey, all right. So Gort, you happened to be on the side where you hear a window on the second floor shuffle open.
Oh boy. Thank God it's new deduction, not stealth that I messed up on. That's, you know.
Who's sticking their head out first?
Probably me, because I was the lead on the stealth.
You see Adelmar's head poking out. Adelmar, you see Gort down there looking up at you quizzically.
I point down. Like I'm going down. And yeah. I mean, 'cause I'm not going to start talking, so yeah, I'm going to start, I guess, trying to scale this building.
All right, I want you to roll me an athletics check.
Why'd you have to explode on this roll? Damn it, Gort.
So you're wearing all of your armor, correct? Is it medium armor?
Yeah, medium.
Cool. We're gonna make this a DC 18 check.
Now let me know how this works. So with my Witcher training, I lessen hostile environment or difficult terrain by half my skill level. Is this considered difficult terrain to move on?
Technically yes, but you're climbing. You're not like moving with your feet.
Okay, just wanted to ask. Perfect. I wasn't sure what the Witcher training covered, so good. I'm sorry, so it's a DC 18.
Correct.
And this is athletics check.
Correct.
Just don't screw it up. That's all I have to do. Just not screw it up. But I've been the king of screwing up today. Let's see. What am I looking at? What's my dex? So that's athletics of 3. Oh, that sucks. I was right there. 17.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right. You start climbing out. You get a good, decent grip, and you go down a couple of stone bricks, and you literally can't see your footing. And so you put your foot in a spot where you thought you had it. You put too much weight on it, and you just full ass fall down. Go ahead and well, actually, I could just roll because I'm the one hurting you. All right. What's your torso's stopping power?
Stopping power is 16.
Well, you don't take any goddamn damage, so
Damn.
lucky you. But I'm gonna say you're at least.
Armor actually resists falling damage.
I know, it's so silly. I am gonna give you the stunned condition. You still got knocked in the head, so you're kind of out of it. All right, Jacek.
What does that mean for stun? Sorry.
It's mostly a combat thing, honestly. It just means that you kind of lose your next action.
Cool. So I'll make sure.
So, Jacek's never been afraid of heights before, but he looks out the window and thinks,
It's me on the ground.
he never had to do this before. Holy shit, I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna use luck with this.
Azoldi will say you hear the thunk at this point too.
Okay. I'll start briskly walking in that direction. I'll cast telepathy real quick on Gort, since that's the only person I can see.
I'm gonna use all my luck. I haven't used any of it. This
Wow,
session, so-
okay.
And I have 10.
And you're wearing light armor, is that correct?
I have my fucking, like, the cool jacket.
Was that light armor or medium armor?
Don't remember. But it also has a 16.
I think it was
torso.
really good light armor.
It's really good.
So I'm gonna give you DC 16 because you're wearing less equipment and you don't have your loot.
Yes! I left my baby behind.
Mhm.
Okay.
Still athletics though.
I'm so glad I used all my luck.
What'd you roll?
Alright, I rolled a 2
Oh,
with...
okay.
I don't have any...
Points in athletic,
No, so I have a dex of 7, so it's 9, plus my luck.
which was 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. There you go.
You climb successfully down.
And I'm like, whew, I'm feeling a rush.
Gord, you experiencing Edelmar fall ass first onto the ground in front of you, and then Jacek nimbly climb down. At this point, Izoldi catches up. You've all reconvened, but now at this point, the city guard has also heard the thunk, so they're approaching.
So we should leave.
Let's go.
Yep.
Book it.
Cool. You guys boogie oogie. Where do you convene?
Probably back at our tavern that we've been convening at. I mean, we don't have another spot, do we?
We have the herbalist house now.
It's true.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's also
It's more
fair.
private.
I'm about to
I was
also.
gonna say, we don't know that though.
I mean,
That's true. The
I
only
do.
one that knows it is Izoldi.
Yeah. But if Zoldi offers that, 100%. I'm down.
Was her place small and intimate, or does she actually have room to have all of us in there?
Somewhere in between. It's definitely small and intimate, but she can put out cots for everyone.
Well, regardless, we need to catch up with Reggie. So yeah, follow me.
Cool.
I ask for my loot back.
I give you the loot back.
My sweet baby.
I
Alright.
knocked a couple people out with it. It came in. It came in handy.
Don't even joke about that.
So you guys reconvene at the herbalist hut. You find Reggie and Elvira working vigorously at brewing potions, and it already seems to be largely successful. And this is where we're gonna wrap.
Hell yeah.
Before
Sounds
we
good.
wrap, I pull it out of the jacket and smack it down on the table.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the map. I was like, what? The loot? Don't do that. You just
No.
said you don't want it damaged.
No, the document.
The document.
Azoldi goes, all right, problem solved. And then she goes back to the tavern and then she plays dice with that one drunk guy because he seems like a lot of fun.
Beautiful.
I
All
would
right.
also go to the tavern to drink and play dice.
And I'll go to the tavern to play music.
And I will not do any of that.
That's
I
where we
do
can start,
think
so I
this
can
is
make money
absolutely
next time.
hilarious. That it was like, I have a spell that can help us climb. We're like, nah, we're just gonna stealth in. And then all of a sudden, like, let's get out. And I'm like, I have this spell that. Okay, never mind. just jump out, I guess.
Well, we couldn't wait for you either.
Spell
though.
that
The guy
can
was
help.
coming up. The guy was coming up. We normally would be like, let's wait, but we wouldn't have been able to signal you at all without causing more.
I mean, I figured that guy had to walk outside, then he had to walk back inside, then he'd have to walk back upstairs to where you were. Like, there should have been probably some time.
Impossible.
Yoshi.
Impossible.
But we also don't. But none of us know you're a magic user, though. So again, how do we know to wait for it?
Yeah, only Gort knows that I could talk to people in their heads right now.
Cool. All right. Thanks for session 2, folks.
Yay.
Y'all get 6 IP for pretty standard fare stuff. So you'll get more IP if you ever like accomplish a major feat. Yeah, I would say we haven't really gotten to that point yet. But y'all hit at least all the basic marks of a full session. So
Yay.
yeah. And I was definitely right about my theory that we probably wouldn't get to the sewers today, but boy oh boy, I'm excited for us to jump in there because
We did a lot today,
I
though.
got some fun stuff planned. Yeah, I was. Well, here's the thing. I had all this stuff planned, and I was like, either they'll burn through it crazy quick, or it's gonna be like the whole session before the sewer. And I was like, it really could go any which way.
Well, and now you've put that thing about the green-eyed demon, which is like.
Yeah, that's what I wanted
Well,
to do.
here's the funny thing is, like, I had all this description ready, and I was like, I didn't actually think that y'all would latch onto it in the way that you did. And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, like,
It seems like a clear.
Always expect that the players are gonna latch onto some tiny little thing that you didn't think was a big deal.
I think it's because it's all about the drowners and the drowners with the missing stomachs. You know, I kind of assume there's some kind of connection with what was going on. And also, if I hunt it, I'll get money.
Yeah. I mean, and the morgue was definitely where I expected things to get the most weird.
It was interesting. That was like a cool part.
Yeah.
That was the part I was the most excited for.
That was
Weirdly, the scenes the Doctor were in were the ones that resulted in fights.
Honestly, it was
Funny.
the drowner was definitely a thing that I planned, but I planned for it to be like a simple thing. I feel bad for Gort because there were multiple little moments where I was like, yeah, there will probably be a good fight here, and then Gort did something else. I was like, ah, man. I wanted him to beat up someone.
Yeah, I want Gordon.
I want to beat up someone too, but the problem with that is I have 4 people then staring at me going, "What did you do?"
Yeah, I mean,
no. I was here for it. I just didn't know how to help you. When you broke in, I was like, oh man. I was like pouring through my spells and shit like that. I was like, I don't know how to help you. Oh god.
Broke into the building itself. Yeah.
But cool. You guys are basically all set now to jump into the sewers so long as you continue to choose to go down that route. Obviously, I'll never force y'all.
Green-eyed demon, dude. It's on my list.
I'm so interested in that.
Yeah.
Like, do we go out to the farms and like be decoys?
Well, we can't leave the city though, right?
We
Not yet.
can.
No.
I thought he
No,
gave us. I thought
He only
Chappelle
gave
said we
you
could.
he only gave you a pass to go into Hierarch Square.
I thought he
So
was-
my next,
I got a pass to go out.
Yeah, Azoldi's the only one with a pass to go out.
that was my next thing was talking to Chappelle about getting a pass to try and stop that green-eyed demon, but that could also come. I'm guessing it could still come after too, because it sounds like it's a normal problem. But you know,
My hunch is we have to resolve this issue before we can resolve that issue. So
But
Yeah.
there
And
could be
Chappelle
more.
specifically said, as long as the city is safe and we know reasonably the source of the monsters, then they can reopen. But right now they don't want to allow more danger to enter the city until they know more.
yeah,
Sure.
I think there's a connection, but it could just be that whatever is putting the stuff inside of the fucking drowner stomachs are the real problem, and this demon thing is just feeding off of whatever energy is in there. So I think it's more of a like. That's our not red herring exactly, but that can be the fun little like, hey, want to do a side thing and hunt a demon? Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm in the sewer, but again, not that I'm asking for that, Chris. Like you to tell me, but definitely curious about that demon for sure.
I'm happy that some of that stuff hooked you because there's some nice surprises.
Oh, it's on the top of my list. So.
Are there examples in the Witcher universe of like non-human / elves casting magic? Like, are there monsters that can use magic?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, cool.
100%.
Yeah.
There are,
So that's my going theory, because like it sounds like this thing might be able to create drowners to some degree. So it sounds like there's like on the third tier of like the sorcerer track that you can actually create mutants.
Oh,
It's pretty messed up. Yeah, you just like look at somebody, experiment on them, and just give them a mutation.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
my theory is that there's something like that, but it doesn't sound like it's human.
Yeah. Creating drowners in things like the folklore of things like drowners is that if you die drowning, that you will turn into a drowner. But that's the folk tale. That's not actually the reality.
Yeah.
Necrophages in this universe are just another creature that came over through the collision of spheres.
What's
So-
the necrophage?
Necrophage is just a type of monster. No different than like an ogrid, which is where you get your trolls and shit like that.
Got it.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Fun
Sweet.
session.
Cool.
Fun session. Lots of
Any-
wild things happening.
Any questions before we totally wrap up, or?
No.
yeah.
I'd be getting this. I have a feeling next session we're popping into the sewer unless something really stops us. I think
Yes.
we're ready to dive into that.
Cool.
My only question is who we rating?
Ooh, that's a good question. I should figure that out.
Who are we? Oh.
Throwing the raid over to. Yeah, we did this all live. I think that next week there's a reasonable chance that we won't be gaming, so we might skip a week again because we have an event. So we'll only have a 1 week break again. But then we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, we're gonna throw the raid over to her.
Who we throwing it over to?
Gonna throw the raid over to Chaotic Chow.
Oh, perfect. What's she playing?
She's playing
Splatoon
3.
Yeah,
It's our Saturday regular.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thanks again, everyone, for joining.
Heck
I hope you all had a good time.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, before we fully wrap, did folks want to give a shout out to the stuff that they're part of? Like, for example, Kevin, if you want to talk about your stream, or Tony, or we'll start with you, Kevin.
Go first. Kevin, you first.
Alright, of course I will plug myself. That is the point of self-promotion. Anyways, as you guys know, my screen name is Metal Snake. I stream 3 days a week. I also do chrono streaming in honor of my Twitch senpai. Wonder who that is. We are doing voting for the next franchise that I will be chrono streaming on Mondays. And tomorrow I will be on at noon playing more Darkest Dungeon, where I cry and swear a lot.
For snake's sake, it's Metal Snake 81.
Yes. Yeah, and I put the link in chat as well.
And then you guys can catch me usually on Fridays and Saturdays playing some. Well, right now it's Star Ocean until the end of time. We're finally starting Disc 2 next week. And I'll be there. And hopefully one of these days I'll get back onto this channel on a non-Witcher night to get that going.
Yeah. Nathan, anything you want to plug?
Just recently, the Affinity folks made a video game.
Yeah,
we did.
that's right.
Yeah, I plugged it in my stream yesterday, and yeah, woo.
Yeah.
Where can I
So
play it?
if not yet, but we're 70, well, not 75. We're, I don't know, halfway done, I would say, or something like that, if we really push it. But if you have a play date, you can play it.
Or if I do the Playdate download install, it's a little goofy, but it still kind of works.
Yeah.
But well, we can toss some info in the Discord on that probably, unless Chris already put some stuff. That's a
Pachow, there's a link.
Look at that. Pachow.
Yeah.
You can see it in all of its buggy glory.
That's not too bad.
I worked on the art for that. Nathan and Chris did a lot of the coding.
You guys are good.
If you're impressed with the coding, I did it. If not, Chris did it.
Chris did it. There you go. And if you're really
Reasonable.
unimpressed, I did it.
Chad, how about you? Anything you want to plug?
The Affinity Discord.
Hey,
It's that
do that.
Discord, baby.
hang out with us.
Because I don't stream anymore because I'm lazy.
I mean, it's a lot of work.
That's fair.
Cool. And how about you, Jen?
Check out my cosplay Instagram at Pen and Needle Cosplay.
Pen and needle.
I'm currently working on Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Woo.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
It's spelled
Ampersand?
out. No.
Pen.
I think I need to
Because they
grow
didn't
up
tell
and
me.
get an Instagram, honestly.
I don't use mine enough. I'm trying to be better. And just far better at Instagram than I am.
Nice.
But because she says I'm old.
I use Instagram to collect a lot of messages that I haven't read yet.
Hee
Yeah, definitely check out Jen's cosplay. It's pretty sweet over there.
Thanks for letting us plug.
Yeah, I meant to do that last time, and I felt really bad that I forgot.
No, you paid us. It's fine.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Get you guys
Correct.
later.
Woo!
All right, cool. We're gonna go start that raid.
Yay!
Over to Chaotic Chow. She's an absolute delight and very spicy
my
streamer.
Disappear.
Spicy's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have a goodbye screen? I don't know if we do. I've moved a lot of things.
Got
around.
our faces in the back if you do.
Goodbye.
Yeah, probably would. All right,
Yeah,
we'll just
later.
start that raid. All right, good night, everybody.
Bye!
Night.
Good night.
All right, guys, I'm out. It was fun playing today.
Good night.
Good night, nerds.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
How many IP points was it?
6.
6. Okay. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Also, I dropped Elvira
My
in the
ears hurt
chat
from wearing
because I
these.
was casually working